And we are live. I need to find where I have. Okay, this is. Okay. Something Alex Eyes DM. Andre. Hey, thank you for the sub. Alistair. Iris.
Okay, so to tap into the excitement of last time is that you are in this alien slash Soviet era cockpit. There's all four of you are there, if not in mind, but in body. Andre is currently lifeless and immobile and unresponsive. Uh, for all outward signs, it is just a corpse. And Some, you are, I believe, somewhat a little bit wounded, and then you have Alex,
It's but a flesh wound.
It's but a flesh wound. It's not that serious. And yeah. Um, so we're just gonna, I think, take up exactly from where we left off with your companion being more or less unresponsive, and you guys you did a lot of stuff. I think you started to look into something to do, but we paused it. We put it on pause until this session. um and yeah, it's basically just action. If you
I think we
wanna
need to kind of get with what's going on with Andre, because I don't think there's much the rest of us do, because I don't feel like doing leisure activities while he's just sort of
Nope,
dead and missing.
probably not.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm asking for is like we could cut to continue. We can immediately continue where we left off, which is kind of what I'm trying to do now. But we could also do a little bit of time skip. But like, is there anything you want to do now? Like any resources you want to spend? Like any spells? I don't know, divination,
Bolstering
revivification,
magic.
rejuvenation, bolstering magic. Is there anything of that sort of nature that you want to attempt?
I think we did bolster Andre's body last time.
Yeah, you did.
And
It didn't
we-
seem to have much effect.
Yeah, and we tried to discuss what to do, but we had very few ideas we were agreeing on,
Hmm.
if anything at all.
What were
So
your what were your ideas?
I think we were trying to look at his soul a little bit, but Alex was having a little bit of a
Existential crisis.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
which no one took seriously. Um,
Oh, a
that
lot of
was
stuff
very clear
going
that no
on.
one took that seriously. Um, I'm not sure we actually came to any conclusions about what to do, because I don't think we had a lot of resources that could work with this specifically.
So let's then move shift our focus on to the long term travel. This was all during the first more or less day of travel in this cockpit, or this spaceship. And as the horror and the futility of the situation, like what happened to your current commanding officer, Alex, like how do you draw into yourself as you struggle with these existential crises, or do you try to rouse your friends to talk about it, or your companions?
Well, Alex is kind of not going to talk about it because that went terribly the first time. Um, she is probably going to bring up the question about who is going to give the orders now, because normally I would go automatically to Nozomi, but Nozomi was very specifically taken off the commanding role from the last mission, so she want to bring up that in a discussion between all three of us that's left.
I think
Okay.
Iris, on bringing that up, Iris says, we're inside of a 10 by 10 square feet capsule hurtling through space. I don't think chain of command is currently an issue.
Well, I was thinking a little bit more long term, as in when we land on the moon and confront the enemy.
Well, he's gonna come back by then. I mean, right?
I'm just backup plan. Let's just go with plan A is Andre coming back. All good. He's the commander again. Plan B, he does not come back in time. Who is in control?
Well, do we need that? Listen, I know in training they always said that it's important to have tactical command, and I get it. I know it's important, but I mean, do we really need that? I feel like we know what needs to be done, and we can just talk and communicate to get it done, right?
And Somi, how do you feel about this?
This is a waste of time.
So, and Somi is just staring out through the little hatch into the stars,
Hey.
or
Yeah,
Good
I'm
to
like,
know. I have two people here along with me that does not want to freaking whatever. And she kind of throws her hands up in the air. And she is going to start ignoring you and go and work on her robots.
I mean, nobody wanted me to try and trap Alexis Andre's soul. So, other than that, there's nothing really we can do except sit around and hope he solves it himself. So, I don't see any reason to do anything about Andre. And as for chain of command, I figure we can figure something out when we land on the moon, potentially, and have time to make a plan.
Shit, speaking of the landing, I need to find a burn sequence, see if there's anything planned already.
Do you talk, like she looks at the someone, do you talk to other people always as if everyone else are idiots? It feels like it.
Mostly they are.
Mostly you just think they are.
Iris, kind of while sitting, kind of like tenderly holding Andre's hand, kind of looks to you and says, "They've always been like that. Don't take it to heart. You're the smartest woman I've ever seen."
I appreciate the sentiment.
And I'm sorry if things are getting a little bit heated. Just, he's my friend and he's lost, and we've been through this before, but together, not like this.
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot right now, but I don't think we currently have any viable solutions to his predicament. I mean, at least I don't think I have any good solutions, considering I'm relatively new to this. And she presents like that's the jazz
Concept of
dance
souls,
thing,
yeah.
magic stuff.
Hmm.
And I don't think I can necessarily logic my way through the conundrum of where his soul went.
No, that is not a science-y type question, is it?
No.
I mean, there's a whole
Really not.
bunch of possibilities for where his soul went. But my understanding is none of us has the, what you call it, correct skill set for accessing that.
No. I tried to learn some things when he first started having his seizures, but, well, no one really understood it, you know? So, not even he himself. So what can we do? We just have to trust him. Trust that he does the right thing.
Well, I guess in the meantime, we need to plan for what we're gonna do when we land. Not that we are probably very limited in what we can plan, considering we don't necessarily know what we're going to encounter.
At least we can make sure we land, maybe?
We should make sure we can land. You're the astronaut. You should probably be in charge of that. We have information on these plates so we can see if we can get some information from that. Nasomi, you were able to read them, correct?
Yes, I can read them.
So
Also,
Maybe if there's anything.
Iris, have you managed to gain access to the control scheme for this vessel?
I was going to try, but then this whole thing happened, so no, not yet. It's alien to me, quite literally. But
I did manage to get into the alien Soviet machine back on Earth. So if we work together,
Right.
we might be able to get access.
Yeah, okay. It might take a bit longer though, because we might have to do some tests. But considering we don't have much else to do right now, kind of looks at Andre. I guess we can just
We
give
do
it a
have
try.
2 days.
Okay, so with this getting into in control, you already done a lot of work there. Like you have already a lot of access to it, and I think what it boiled down to was that was more about a mechanical and arcane. That synergy was hard to break for that specific thing you tried to do back then, which I think was assessing where you were going and how fast you were going there. I think that was the specific action piece of information you were after.
Mm-hmm.
But like a more general try to like get an understanding and understand the layout of the whole ship is definitely something you can like spend time on, if that's what you want to do. And you can also read over all of the plates like in more detail if you want to do that in Somi. Because right now you guys have a lot of time, and I think that's actually to your detriment. You're just like shoved up into each other's faces all the time.
Yeah.
They're not even a place to use the bathroom in private.
I mean, that's not a problem for some of us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Alex.
yes. What I would like Alex to do is specifically use her like tinkering tools and her like her artificer background to try and get into the more analog aspects of the machine, because now that we know it's more older tech,
Yeah.
we go more analog than digital.
You can roll me a tinkering tools check, which I think is proficiency plus intelligence for you. And if you beat, let's say, a 25, you learn everything there is to learn about this ship, including its limitations.
Then I help.
And I already adjusted for that. Well, I'd be damned.
I think I managed it.
Oh yeah, so
I mean,
over
considering
the...
he gave the difficulty, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So over the next few days, I don't know if that makes any of you guys uneasy, but Alex is just traversing the whole inside of the cockpit, like tracing wires, unscrewing panels. Like there's things floating around inside the cabin as she's just like going after tracking down every piece of wire and circuitry. Try and understand what's going on. And I'd say sometime on the third day, like midday, third day, you feel that you have a pretty solid grasp of what this ship can and cannot do. It is sent to like land on a specific place on the moon, like some coordinates. But it's a pre-programmed destination, and you suspect it might not actually end up where it's intended to go, because the launch wasn't at the intended time window. So you can predict there might be some challenges there, even now. And there's a limited amount of control surfaces and control thrusters. Surfaces wouldn't help much considering there's no atmosphere on the moon, but like external control thrusters. You have a pretty good idea of how all of that is wired and how to fire it.
So we might need to do some manual navigation when we land.
Very
Yeah.
much likely. You?
And we
Yeah,
should
you don't know,
also-
but you have access to them at least.
Yeah. Okay, we just in case we should be ready for doing some manual movement on the ship when we're landing. If I remember correctly, we also did have some breathing equipment. And did we find any actual astronaut suits?
No,
No,
you didn't
just the
find.
rebreather.
Yeah, you didn't find any suits that would like protect you from hard vacuum.
Uh,
But
that might be a problem.
um and Somi, you could do me a straight up intelligence roll, I think. No proficiency, or investigation if you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same DC. You don't manage to glean anything new from the plates. From the last session, the plates contains a lot of suggested attack plans and updates on existing plots that's going on to subvert like society and topple governments and whatnots and turn the different factions on planet Earth against each other. That is all stuff you already knew going into it. It's just you now have a pretty solid grasp of that, but there's no new information for you besides that. This is also like the stuff that Andre included in his report when you first took off and you were still in range of Earth.
So then I guess we just get ready for, because Iris has he has the ability to fly. Like has the proficiency with like airplane and helicopter, and we said
Yeah.
that covers spaceships as well.
It definitely. You in your case, it definitely does.
Yeah.
So,
So basically, I have that, but I just basically throughout this, I've been working with Alex throughout this to kind of learn, I guess.
Mhm.
So when she figures something out, she says like, "Oh, you press this to go down, and this is like your rear thrusters and all that shit." And Iris basically just uses that, and then I also want to plan a burn to try and calculate everything that needs to kind of be there, because it's doing it based on because what she's best at is kind of doing impulsive kind of burns where she kind of takes it on the feel and with very adjusted instruments, but just to make sure she doesn't screw it up, she wants to have a plan. So an actual kind of like, okay, so based on the orbital mechanics of the moon, like what sort of approach will we have as we get there, that kind of thing.
Okay, that sounds to me like a navigation roll.
Yeah.
From
With
what
strength, perhaps.
Oh yeah, funny you should ask. As you smash through the console, you get a pretty good idea. I mean, I doubt there's any good arguments for why you could use strength. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's an intelligence roll.
Yeah, I get it.
That's because that's just some hard math.
14.
I'm going to say that you get pretty familiar with the controls, but you you wanted to do a controlled burn to do. Could you restate?
I want to make sure we can have a safe landing vector and we're not landing in a crater or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. You come to the realization that it's pretty hard for you to know how to land safely when you don't know where you're going to land.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. You don't know yet.
Okay.
But you've thought through the scenarios a bit in your head. You've got some plans going forward, like how what should I
drawn
pay
out like
attention
an
to?
anagram, a diagram of like
Yeah.
moon here and then like dot line like
Us.
us. But sort of with like the timing and sort of the orbits and the spin of the moon and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and so you kind of
Occasionally just glancing back to Andre, kind of with this sort of worried look.
Yeah. Do you strap him down or do you just let him float?
We already strapped him down.
Oh yeah, strap him down.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you're like on a sleep. Oh well, you have belts, and you guys are fairly like good at solving problems. I'm pretty sure you find out a way to strap yourself in to make it somewhat comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I used 2 days to go around and really get to know the ship. I'm very well aware I can strap myself down.
You've solved this problem. It was never a large one, and it's been solved.
So question, during this time, could I have also had some help from Alex to make my bodysuit into kind of like an astronaut's, sort of like a with like adding a helmet on top of it and sort of like making sure it's all sealed, kind of make it a bit more durable to atmospheric pressure? I basically just want the helmet from the fucking picture.
Okay, yeah. If you want the helmet, I think that's going to be hard unless you can magically make that, because that's a very specific piece of equipment.
I mean, did you not make that helmet?
I didn't take my fucking astronaut suit with me on mission, no.
No, but like the no.
Why not?
I know, right? We're getting that really badly now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we can find, like a glass bowl, maybe, an oversized lamp that for some reason we have with us.
You know what? Roll like a dumb luck thing. Roll a roll a D100, and if you're in the 99 percentile, you'll have it.
Lol.
Yeah, lol. You do look around for it, hopefully, and you have some ideas. At some point, you hold up 2 pieces of equipment. It's like, if only I could find a way to just like, but you eventually discard the idea as not being possible, or you get like a sidewise glance from Alex, like, what are you doing?
But yeah, I think other than that, we just have to wait for what the fuck happens with Andre.
Or if we land, if that happens first, then that happens.
Yeah. As you. Why did I start that one? Yeah. Looking out from the window, you occasionally glimpse the moon. It is large and in front of you. Let's see, we can go over to this one. Because you're inside the cockpit, right? I think we can kill that one. Turn on that one. You see it hovering in front of you. You are at the moon. I should have opened up like a splash screen right now. I hope that worked.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It's also misspelled.
Well,
Where?
what do you expect? Come on.
I didn't misspell the moon, at least.
Nope. There's no
That
dark side
would have
in
been
the moon.
legitimately impressive.
Yeah, it's a Pink Floyd quote, or a quote from, yeah. So it's not misspelled. That's how the quote is.
Oh, okay.
But I have looked at that one and gone like,
Wait, so
two.
yeah, so Pink Floyd is also grammatically incorrect?
I don't
Apart
exactly
so-
remember. Yeah.
Oh, what
it's-
you're saying lyrics sometimes have grammatical incorrectness so that they can match the flow of the sentence and the words better? and make it
I
rhyme?
don't think a difference. I don't think a difference between in and on would change that much of the
I'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
song.
But that is neither here nor there. It's you are very close to the moon, and you can indeed tell that you are going to land, and an alarm goes on. And it's this you are going down closer and closer towards the surface, and you guys you have to take control over the ship to navigate the landing. And as I assume our good Iris is at the control panel, I think I would like you to make this piloting check.
Yeah, I'm gonna first do bolstering
Yeah,
and
and
guidance.
before you roll, you guys have done some stellar work, like prepping. You've got control of over the ship. You know it. You familiar yourself with it. You've planned some scenarios. So this is all dropping the DC by a lot, and it's still at 22.
Okay. Am I guessing? Can I do wisdom for this, or is it dex? Or is it strength?
I could be persuaded to calling this a navigation dexterity. I could that. If that is
What about it persuaded to use wisdom because it's using my instincts and my intuition for okay, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left, hold it now. That kind of.
I could be persuaded because you're trying to not give in to like the panic of the situation. Your training kicks in. You're just trying to focus and being aware of all the different variables at the same time. So I could see you doing wisdom.
Cool. Okay.
What are anyone else doing? Anything to help? Ooh.
Yeah, need
I
that.
mean,
help.
whatever Iris needs for me to help.
If I could do anything with my tinker tools or what's it called, artificer skills,
yeah.
but
All of your tinkering you've already
wait,
done that.
I have flash of genius. Does that do anything? Yeah.
Ooh.
I have flash of genius. I'm doing flash of genius.
When you can use your action
You
to add
can
your
use
intelligence.
that. Yeah. What's your
yeah.
intelligence modifier?
4. No, 5.
Oh, that actually will push it.
Yeah, that will push it. So, I'm open for ideas, but the way I imagine this works out.
Did we just get 22 on a roll of 4 of the dice? I rolled 4 on my dice. So with all of our bonuses added together, we got a 22.
That's actually pretty impressive. But okay, so the way I imagine this is going on is like the alarms are blaring. You guys are under pressure. You're just focusing. You make like a bead of sweat is starting to run, like pile up on your face. And this is space, so it doesn't run down.
Wake up!
Yeah.
I can't do this alone.
I have an idea. Is that like,
Yeah.
oh shit! Iris is having trouble. Like one of the boosters isn't working correctly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm
exactly.
like, oh shit!
Uh-huh.
And I dive bomb into like one of the open panels that they've been doing, and like just put one
Yeah.
of the sockets like correctly in. It's like, and that
you're
works.
you're just cranking and screwing it in for like your like all your worth.
Yeah.
And I imagine in Somi you're just holding on for dear life, trying not to hope that this tin can isn't disintegrating. I imagine.
I mean, I have the highest survival probability in outer space of any of these guys. But yes, I'd prefer it not disintegrating.
Okay, playing it cool. Just for the heck of it, do you want to roll a panic roll? It's a very low DC.
What would a panic roll entail?
That's
rolling?
a wisdom save. Oh yeah, you are cool as an onion, or whatever.
Cucumber.
That's cool as a cucumber. Well, some analogies has layers. This isn't one of them. Thus, no. But cool as a cucumber sitting in the back there, as you are going in for landing, and as you are aggressively decelerating, you aim for a crater on the moon, or like a sort of a divot in the terrain. And as you approach, you just realize it is a lot larger than you first thought. And you brake hard, you're aggressively decelerating. until for the very last moment you just drop all acceleration and then it gently touches down. And you can hear all the engines slowly starting to power down.
I'll
we
go over
fucking
and-
made it!
I'll go over and give Iris a pat on the shoulder and say, "Nice work, kiddo."
Holy shit, we should not have made that. Holy shit. Holy shit, that was fun. That was fun though. That was really fun. I like that. High five, team.
I actually high five as well. Yeah. Like and like I bunk my head as I like crawl back out of the space of the thing. I was yeah, no. That was something. That was
Oh my
something.
god. Firing
As-
that boost off just at the right time, I tell you, 1 second later and we would have been dead.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not a
good.
joke either, because these things are exponential. You would have been going a lot faster if you'd mistimed that one.
Alex kind of just stands up and then kind of just turns around to look out the one window we have. It's like, we're on the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Huh.
And with that, I'm going to make a notice, make you guys aware of something. First off, you guys are no longer weightless. You are no longer floating around in the cabin. Because the shuttle landed, let's say, feet down, you're oriented up as if you were standing in a room. But you can tell that something is off. The gravity is far from as strong as it used to be, or you are used to it being.
As
Like,
in,
what
yes,
we
we
would
are used
expect
to
from
moon
the moon?
gravity, and this is worse than moon gravity, or
No, you are not used to moon gravity. How would you be used to moon gravity?
no? But well, you phrase that so weirdly. Like, is
Ah,
something
okay, good.
off with the moon's gravity,
it's
or
wrong,
are
it's
we
like-
not used to the moon's gravity?
I see why you could be confused. Now, unconfuse. This is the moon. You
Is
have
the
not
moon
been on the moon.
having its
Yeah,
normal
okay.
amount of gravity?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And Andre is still having his normal amount of deadness.
Yeah. He's strapped into the chair, seemingly unresponsive.
Iris goes
Okay.
over to him and says, Andre, we made it! We made it! We landed this fucking thing on the moon! I landed it on the moon. Come on. Come on. Wake up.
Thomas, how does Andre's corpse react? Yep, yeah.
Come on.
Can I do a perception check out the window?
Sure. Are anything particular you're all looking for?
Anything that seems to be not space rocks.
Okay.
Like we're expecting there to be like the aliens things and like an HQ for them somewhere.
Mhm.
So I wanna do investigation or perception.
That's a perception.
Okay, my passive is still 22. I think no, it's 22 plus 5. So I don't know.
Mind you're looking out of a very narrow field of view.
That's fine. I know. I'm doing. I'm just trying my best here. Eh.
You
Thanks,
look
man.
out and
Yeah, 22 is. I have fixed my alertness.
yeah. Boop.
That's not the dark side of the moon.
No, you're
Well, it's
still
only the
you're
dark side from the Earth's perspective. Doesn't mean the sun is never there.
from the Earth's perspective. The moon is currently in its gibbous, I think it's called.
You're a gibbous.
Yeah, you're a gibbous. That means that it is. Keep in mind also
Waxing
that
or waning.
yeah, it's waxing or waning. It's gibbous. I think it's growing, if I don't misremember. But the hey, okay. Iris, or anyone who wants to try and roll in like a knowledge roll. I don't know what knowledge roll that would be. It's like naturvitenskap, like natural
Nature?
sciences.
Nature.
Nature?
Yeah, I'd go with nature. Yeah.
That's
Uh,
physical.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Iris, you can pull from your memory some of the numbers and facts about the moon. And if you want, you can just go on Wikipedia to Google it. But just slinging some simple facts at you guys. The moon has approximately a 29 Earth day. That means that it has 14 days of night and then 14 days of daylight. And that's because it orbits the Earth, right? And so because it's tidally locked, we only see one side from Earth, but the moon's surface does actually get sunlight and darkness on
That's
different
the
times.
no dark side of the moon concept. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the dark side isn't actually dark, always.
I mean,
Um,
there's a dark side of the moon and there's a
Mm.
far side of the moon. Those are two different and distinct things. The dark side is moving. The far side is always the furthest away from us, and
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah, but for the moon as well, the dark side is the concept of the far side, and it doesn't always refer to the actual the part that is currently
In
not
darkness.
experiencing sunlight.
Isn't the dark side of moon basically just for the area of the moon where we cannot
Yeah,
be
the far
in
side.
radio
It is the
contact?
far side, yeah, because it's the side we can't see, so it is quote unquote dark.
Because we're so fucking centric, human
Yeah.
centric, in our
Yeah,
mind.
it's like we
Yeah.
think we're in the center of the universe,
That
which
we
we happen
cast
to be.
out the light of the sun,
Yeah.
not the sun. But yeah, so once the Wikipedia article is done running through my head, Iris goes sighs and says, "Well, we landed, yay us. Now there's the problem of surviving in space."
Yeah, I mean, I think some of us at least do not survive vacuum of space very well, and I am talking about myself among others.
Yeah, no, last time I checked, not me either.
We have oxygen from the things, but we do
Yeah.
not have a vacuum.
So far as we know, they are magical. So who knows? Actually, I should know. I should try that. Find that out. I'm gonna see if those rebreathers do anything spicy with protection against atmosphere as well.
They are definitely magical. I think it's conjuration because they're technically conjuring fresh air.
But air is the only thing that.
But vac suits, they are not.
Yeah.
No. I'm just gonna head and save you guys a lot of trouble. You are on the moon, and it's a magical setting. There will be a little bit of hand waving on the severity of vacuum. Just putting it out there. I don't want you guys to spend too much time on that.
But I think for my own sake, at least,
Still
even if I
tricky
don't get
serious,
a fish bowl, at least make sure that the bodysuit is kind of up to snuff to be able to handle some of the atmospheric bullshit.
Also,
Yeah.
don't forget the suggestion that Andre had for you, Iris, that you strip some of the panelings and use the ship's insulation to make a makeshift suit.
That was why I
Which I've
needed you
seen
to
in-
get the fuck alive, because I can't make that. You can make that. I cannot.
It's like one
I
of
would
you guys
ruin
are
the kid for
gone.
nothing. But I think with that being said, I think what's the airlock situation?
There is no airlock.
Well, that's yikes. Okay, so everybody has to some extent be ready for the vacuum of space. Please don't go out in your pajamas, basically.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see how, because apparently I got another point in my AC when I reached level 10 because of my armor, enhanced leather armor thing. And I'm trying to figure out where to put that, or how to add it.
AC modifier. Or just in your, because you can change if you go to the inventory, your studded leather armor.
Yeah.
You can see in the modifiers, the mods area, you can just change the 12 to 13 AC.
It was 13, so it should be 14 now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I guess you've also fixed yourself up with some makeshift suit.
Yeah, I have what I've been basically doing, like between helping with the ship, is tinkering with my armor and tinkering with my gun, as well as tinkering with my boots, as well as by my actually my wand thingy. So
Okay, so I realized I actually have a gas mask. So I do have the glass thing, like we can say that
Oh.
the glass mask is one of those like super modern ones where it's like a full kind of like
Yeah.
face shield thing.
Yeah, but totally.
And then because then I'm gonna do the thing from my profile page, and I'm gonna make some fucking plants grow in there.
Okay, so you seal the gas mask pretty much with your plants. I like that. Okay.
They help with
So
filtration.
yeah. Which one of you is going to open the door?
it was like I currently
Can
wait. I'm gonna get one of the magical air thingies.
Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
have
Air breathers.
the
Yeah, because
tree
I cannot
breathers.
breathe without it. Yeah,
Okay.
this is. Let's hope this
Do
isn't
we
gonna
have
kill
a
me though.
plan before we go outside?
Yeah, no, we're talking
Yeah,
about
we
it
need to
before.
get to the facility, right?
Do we know where
Can
the
someone else look
facility is?
outside the window and see if they can see anything?
Sure.
I mean, it's the moon. It's gonna be very easy to see if there's anything other than the moon.
Do I see anything?
You see what looks to be the moon. It's again, it's one window, so you have a very limited field of view.
Okay,
Bear in
so
mind if
You
it
see what
helps,
looks like an
Nozomi-
interesting.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, bear in mind if it helps, Nozomi also has the improved dark vision thing.
You see what does look like an interesting rock formation at the edge of the crater.
well,
Distance
Uh,
away, so
I mean, sure, I will point it out.
yeah, it's just an interesting rock formation.
we have some place to go. I mean, I'm not. We shouldn't be wasting
If
air
anything,
fucking around here, right?
sorry, if anything, it looks like you can scale it and maybe have a look around, which is why
Yeah.
parts of what makes it interesting. Just so you.
I mean, scaling something on the moon is jumping hard enough.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's
And,
go.
and not jumping too hard.
Everyone ready? I'm opening it.
Yeah, I guess we're as ready as we can be.
So those of you who require air, you have the rebreathers or the rebreathers on with its like tentacle-like appendage just jammed down your throats. The smell of the cockpit dissipates as the door is being locked open, and there's a violent hiss. And as you open the door almost blasts outwards, and you make me an athletics check. Yeah. You do not stumble outside. Your great skill in athleticism means that the air pressure does not knock you off your feet. See, even I have door checks sometimes.
Just not on opening them, but post open.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So look up out towards where we're going, and then do a little like bounce step jump off to land. As I say, one step for man, a greater step for elven kind. Woohoo!
Somi will actually facepalm at that. And then follow you outside.
Yeah.
Iris, Are you planning on bringing Andre's body?
Wait. Before you do anything, I have two questions for you and Somi. One, do you hold your breath or do you let it out?
I don't breathe.
Yeah, exactly. I know you don't
I-
need to breathe, but do you have air in your lungs?
Not at the moment, no.
No. Yes. As you go to speak, you inhale nothing, and as you speak, you realize you're not able to make any sound because there's nothing for the sound to travel through.
Not a problem. I'm telepathic.
You weren't before. You're now. You do try to speak and realize this will not work, and so you can say what you say, but inside and Somi's head. I don't think you use that a lot, so
No, I haven't used it before.
yeah.
So I'll
And
just transmit some thoughts to Iris's head, and
Yeah.
Iris cannot answer.
We have the communication devices. We have, and the one I am the only one with an atmosphere around my head, so I can transmit sound.
Mm.
I mean,
So I say,
the sound can't transmit to me because my head is not in a pressurized environment.
and you not have anything in your ear.
That's not gonna help. It's not pressurized.
If you got it properly fastened, you can get something. But either way, I guess you don't want to then. Okay.
This is the problem for you to solve. I'm just. This is the move.
I put up my watch and I type, "We can talk through this," and send to
But
the
you can
other.
hear me, right?
On your wrists, there's a small vibration, and you know there would be a sound, but you can't hear it. But you do feel a vibration on your phone, and you have got like the notification from Alex.
Mine is muted, but it does vibrate.
Also, yeah, actually answer then. Do I hear anything or do I not hear anything from the earpiece from Iris?
Well, you would have
The
to have some
earpiece-
sort of atmospheric.
I have an
thing.
earpiece, but like I'm not sure if it would work. That's
Yeah,
my
but
question.
that's what I'm saying. You probably aren't if you have that armor.
Let me, yeah. So I'll just explain a little bit. So, like, this is where the hand wavy part comes in a little bit. So I'll just be upfront and about that, because under normal circumstances, like in real world life,
I would be dead.
the low pressure would start to like make the blood in your skin start to like sublimate or just try to like just go to the low pressure zone. For the sake of you guys just not instantly dying, and this is what the end of the campaign or adventure, that particular trait of the vacuum does not affect. But there is no air. It's very uncomfortable to be here, and you have dots in your ears from the low pressure or the lack of pressure. You are able to, if you have the rebreather, you're able to breathe fine. We have to talk around the mouthpiece, but you're able to do that.
But sound is still not
Yeah.
gonna transmit because it literally does not have
Yeah.
a medium to transmit through.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have message. The cantrip.
Message, I think, requires you to reply out loud, though, right?
Yes, but the out loud reply is not necessarily the necessary part. Like, it's a magical message. So, even if you would attempt to reply out loud, if it does not make sound, it would still transmit the message.
Don't
'Cause magic.
don't you actually have to whisper it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. Doesn't matter if the whisper is lost to the vacuum of space.
You can't
You could
whisper if
try.
you don't have oxygen in your lungs.
You could try. Like, your character wouldn't necessarily know this, but you can try.
I'll try casting message to
Post it?
Alex and say, "Is this working?"
Is it working, DM? Can I hear it?
I'm waiting for him to post the spell. Message. Creature within range, vocal somatic material, a short piece of copper wire, run, you point your finger towards Yes. You hear it. What does she
I
hear?
will.
Does this work?
Yeah.
Mm.
I will reply. Yes, I can hear you. And I have the air breather, so it should work fine to reply to you.
It just sounds like you're
Wonderful.
speaking around a piece of hardware in your mouth, but you are perfectly understandable.
I can hear you.
Exactly.
And I also type on my watch again. This also works in case we need it. Beep.
Definitely. And I will reply definitely with my non-reply telepathics.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna
before,
from now. I'm gonna put my watch to text to speech, and everything I say is gonna be text to speech sent to them.
Yeah.
I will also suggest let's try and go before I lose completely feeling in my hands, because even though we hand wave things, I still probably feel extremely uncomfortable over being here over a period of time.
Speaking of uncomfortableness, right now you are in a divot in the landscape, so you are standing in both sunlight and darkness, depending on where you move. I'll just add this: if you look up, you see a beautiful starscape, like absolutely indescribable. Because you've never been in a place before where there's no atmosphere, and even when there was and on Earth there's also light pollution. The moon has none of those things, so there is for you guys an unprecedented view of the stars right now.
I have been enjoying it.
Hmm.
Iris, first question still stands. Are you gonna pick up the dead body?
Why?
I mean, if you want to, if he wakes up, he won't know where we are if you don't bring him. So against all odds,
Iris checks
but
the watch.
considering his backstory, it seems a reasonable assumption that he might wake up, and bringing him with us would be advantageous.
Okay. But don't complain if he gets angry that he's lost in space because I dropped him and he flew off into nothingness.
I think it would take a little bit more to escape even the moon's surface.
Yeah, he's just gonna hit the surface, Iris. You're the astronaut.
I have a tendency of falling forwards with such velocity that I can create escape velocity vectors for any object that I'm known to hold at that time. So don't discount it.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind, but I think it's a good idea to take him with,
Fine.
just in case.
And I am gonna go and grab Andre.
Grab his gear as well.
But it's no, it isn't. It kind of picks up the gear as it is. Thought it would be heavy. It's not.
No. The gravity on the moon is basically 1/8, I think,
Is it
of
1/6?
what the Earth is.
I think it's
1/6 or 1/8 or something. It's not a lot of gravity, so he's not hard to carry at all. You actually notice that what's harder is for you to not just like leap off and disappear. Like you have a lot of power, compared to the gravity.
I was joking, but I can cast jump and perform a jump so thrustful that I might be able to do escape velocity.
Do you want to try and jump?
No.
No, I'm not talking
Not
about
like with
the
the
spell.
jump spell. No.
No, you just want to jump?
I have already. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Did a
you
lot of
already
jump
have.
at the start, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You notice that you jump approximately 3 times as high as you would expect to do on the Earth.
Yeah, nice. So if I do cast jump on that again, it's gonna be another 3 times.
Yeah, it's multiplicative.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting.
I mean, skipping is the most efficient way to move on the moon.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do, but yeah, let's carry Andre. Let's get out of here.
Mm.
Just hop, skip, and a flop.
Yeah, as you start to move, you feel a rumbling in your feet and in your knees.
Also, as we start to move, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself because I can do that at will and not give a shit.
Sure, you have now casted invisibility on yourself. You are an invisible, I will say, person. I can also just do this for you guys. No, I cannot do that for you guys. You feel a rumbling in your feet and in your knees, and it is growing in intensity.
Can we try and ascertain where the rumbling comes from?
Yeah. Make me a perception check. Alex, you look around and you see nothing on the surface. So you go down on your knees and you place your forehead to the ground, and you hear like a rumbling and a digging and a gnawing and a gnashing. It is as if something is coming, maybe from beneath you.
Careful, guys. There's definitely some
I'm
movement
gonna
beneath us.
take out my fucking warhammer or my maul.
We
I
went
will
to the
take.
moon, not Arrakis.
Yeah, well,
I will take out my blaster because I have no idea how well my normal guns will work in vacuum.
Before you guys manage to do much more, where your spaceship is parked, up suddenly a gnawing maw opens up beneath it, and up from the ground, like reaching tens of feet up into the air, is a huge worm-like being with iridescent blue purplish shell.
I think it was a very good idea we took Andre with us.
See, now my character is actually gonna telepathically say, I thought we went to the moon, not Arrakis.
Oh,
what the fuck? And
yeah.
then you get a text message.
It is.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna look at that.
Yeah. In front of you, it is a massive creature. It is, how do you put that again? It's it is gargantuan, to put it in that way. And while its maw is about 20 feet in diameter, its entire length of its body, as it just goes up from the surface of the moon, and then it gently crests over and then just plummets down again. Where your shuttle was, there is now only two large 10-foot diameters holes. And the body of this worm, as it went in this motion, it is probably a couple 100 feet. All of this happens
we run now,
in the
right?
span of, I'd say, 12 seconds. It's just the moment stretches out for you guys because this is
That's big.
it's big.
I think Iris kind of like, come on, and like sort of gets them to try and run towards the thing where we were going towards.
I'm fairly certain running is gonna agitate it more. I try to, get out before
What
I
are we,
just
on a
see the
fucking
others.
Arrakis? Do we have to do like
booking
a
it.
fucking sand, but like electric boogaloo kind of dance?
We can try and run first.
You guys make a dash for it. It sounds like me. You're trying to dash away from it, right?
Yeah, towards the suspicious stone.
Yeah.
All
I'm
of
gonna
you have
spend as much of this time jumping and floating as possible.
Yeah. But what I want you guys to do is because you all have 30 foot move speed, right?
40.
40. Woohoo! Nice. Since all of you dash, this applies to all of you.
I have the. I'm a rogue, so I can double dash.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. You can double dash. That means that you need to do this twice. So how many tiles is 40? That is
I mean, divided by 5.
yeah. My head doesn't work that
8.
well. 8. Thank you. Iris, I'm going to. You're going to make me. Everyone is going to make athletics checks.
Eh. Have a plan B. So.
Yeah. And Alex, you need to make another one, because you're dashing twice.
Oh, right. Right. Keep it. Okay, better.
At least we know where all the lava tubes on the moon is from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Iris, Alex, Alex and Alex, you start running, but the the gravity that you're not used to makes it so that when you start sprinting, you apply way too much force, and you move towards the all of you move towards the crest of the crater. That's where I'm imagining you're running to, correct? And Alex and Iris, you two go flying out of the crater, and you're not able to stop yourself. In Solmi, you've judged it correctly, and so you manage to kind of like make it over the crest of the crater, and you remain in contact with the ground. But the rest of you guys,
How close am I
Fine.
to Alex?
pretty close, like a couple of feet. You're sprinting. You're trying to sprint next to each other.
I'm going to.
I have a thing though.
You have a thing?
I have
What thing?
Yeah. I have boots. That's special.
Oh,
I have boots of winding path. I can, as a bonus action, teleport up to 15 feet into an unoccupied space that I can see, but I must have occupied that space right beforehand.
I'm going.
You're gonna
Yes,
attack
teleporting
Trace
backwards sounds great when running from a purple room.
well, to be
I'm
fair,
just saying, I can't do it.
it's better than just yeeting off into space.
I'm going to say that, like, since you failed on your first roll, the bonus action to dash again, you can instead spend that on just teleporting back.
Okay.
Which is hilarious. You just yeeting off the edge of it and just immediately just zap back. You're like, whoa.
What happens is that the same thing happens with Iris as well, except in the right direction, not just backwards, but actually in, because I'm going to use Misty Step to.
That's dope.
None of you are gonna jump powerfully enough to jump out of the gravity well of the moon.
I know. It's just
Don't
problematic
don't
to turn
don't be a
inertia
party
back.
pooper, okay? Don't be a party pooper.
Okay, I'm and Somi's gonna be even more of a party pooper. She should. Okay, everybody get to me right now.
Yes.
We did. That's
And when
literally
everybody's
what we
within
did.
touch, I'm gonna cast Fly on all of us.
Oh, you can do that?
Yes.
Okay. Yikes.
Oh,
Warlock.
Because I can cast Fly as a 5th level spell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'll target all 3.
Okay. That's gonna make it significantly easier and more awesome. Let's fly away from the fucking thing. So yeah, let's
You
fly.
are able to gain altitude if you want to, but yeah.
I mean, it's magical inertialess flying. We can just fucking
Yeah.
zippity zap as like much as we'd like.
Yeah, I can tell you this much: if your flying relied on wings, you would not be able to fly.
you'd
But
be
this
fucked,
this is
yeah.
magical flying.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this worm has disappeared. As I said, it went down into ground. You guys can't hear anything, so you don't know if you you can't hear what would be going on beneath the surface. But you you don't see it. You don't spot it.
Can we take a look at the suspicious stone again then?
Yeah, that's where we're going, right?
Mm. You
I
are.
mean, we have an
Mm.
easier way of gaining altitude right now,
Yeah.
but sure.
Yeah, we're
But that's where we were
flying.
going because that's the most suspicious place
Yeah.
to check out.
To the stone.
You fly closer to the stone, and it turns out it's actually a large arch. That is unexplained. It doesn't seem kind of like weirdly placed. But it seems like it's made out of moon rock, as everything else around you, as it kind of juts out from the landscape. And do you want to touch down here? Do you want to land on it? Do you want to hover near it? What do you want to do? It's
Do we lose
use-
fly speed if we land, or do we
Bef-
have fly speed for 10 minutes?
how long is it for? Could you post it?
10
I think it's 10
minutes.
minutes. Okay, so we
I'm
just
gonna use
it's not fathomful, so
as we get close to it. I'm going to use magic awareness to detect presence
60
and
feet?
location of magic. 60 feet.
Yeah. Do you fly closer to the arch?
Yeah, like within 30, I say.
Yeah, okay. As you skim along it, you get the sense that there is something magical close by. Yeah. Could you post it again? I don't remember if you know exactly where it is. I think you do.
Where it is, yeah. Learn the location.
Yeah. Yeah. By the base of the arch, you can you think it's like it's a small rock. You find it. It's a small rock with I don't remember which school of magic this would be. I think it is illusion school. There's a rock with looks like some sort of glyph carved into it, and it is, I wouldn't say oozing, but emanating a gentle waft of illusion magic. And next to it is a hole in the ground.
Okay.
Is it a purple worm size hole?
No, it is about 4 feet across.
Can I use Arcana to try and sort of decipher what the fuck this is supposed to do? Or at least the adjacent, adjacent to that information.
You can do that, yeah. What do you think it does based on what you have so far?
Well, you said it's an arc, right?
An arch.
Arch, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
that's
at the
stone.
base of one of the arches, there's a glyph. Is it on like a button-shaped surface?
Well, it's on a loose piece of rock. It's just like laying next to it, and it was laying conspicuously close to a hole in the ground.
Right.
yeah, it's definitely
The hole is, you don't see the bottom of it. It's like continues on in downwards and inwards.
Then maybe it's a sign, but I want to know if I recognize the effect of the glyph because it's illusion. So I guess 23 on Arcana. Is it simply the fact that the glyph itself is illusionary? Like, it's not something carved, it's just an illusion, or is there something else?
You are not able to like deduct if the spell does anything else, but yes, the carving is kind of magical in itself. It looks, for all intents and purposes, like a magical mark.
Yeah. So I kind of point towards the hole and sort of shrug to the others.
So either I don't know much about magic, but either that is creating some sort of illusion there, or it's has a secondary function that is illusion magic that does not affect the environment around it. I do not know which one it would be.
Well, I would see if the hole itself was an illusion. And
Yeah,
it
but like
isn't,
if the
right?
sigil is creating the illusion, would you see that illusion over the hole?
I'd assume so, yes, because I see the effects of magic as well.
Okay.
It does not seem to be hiding the hole in anything. Anyway.
Then it might be some sort of alarm system?
Or just marking.
Marking for what?
Just mark an entrance. I don't know, maybe it says be kind and dry your feet before entering these premises. I don't know. Like welcome home? Maybe something silly like that?
Oh, if only you could read what the glyph said, huh?
Yeah, Mr. Touch things to read them. Go on. Do you
I'm
still
not
have your...
touching that.
It's just illusion. We need to know what it says.
Hey, give me a minute. Or, 10, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I'll
That
cast
means your
comprehend
fly
languages.
spell. Your fly spell dissipates.
Well, should we just... I thought you had an invocation for it.
No, comprehend languages is ritual casting.
Okay. Then I
I was
guess
going to play
we...
closer to. How big is the arch?
A couple of 100 feet.
Oh,
It's
okay, so
huge.
it's gigantic.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I suggest we just go
Starting
through
to
the hole
wonder
while
if
we're
the
flying.
arch itself is the HQ.
Maybe it's some sort of... I thought it was going to be like a portal or something.
Does anyone here
I'm going to fly through it.
sense like awareness of where people are? I don't know, magical GPS location for people.
No,
Hmm.
I'm not a ranger.
What does that
But,
even
does
mean?
anything happen if I
Exactly.
fly?
Which one
But-
of you has the highest perception? It's
I
Alex,
have-
right?
I think it's me.
I have 18 passive.
22.
15 passive.
Alex, the extreme lack of sound
Hmm.
means that you're kind of acutely aware of it. So you feel like you almost hear it through your boots again, like the scuffing of somebody moving some rocks or walking. And as you become aware of this, your eyes flicker to the tunnel entrance and you glimpse movement.
People
But
coming.
as soon as you see this, it kind of like it's like it's something there. It's trying to be not seen.
Something invisible? I cast see
No.
invisibility.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
there's something trying to
Or
hide.
do I misunderstand what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just. It's you become aware of something is clearly there. You can't see it, but that's probably because they're hiding.
Okay. I text to the other two. We got
Mm.
company by the entrance.
Thing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put Andre down by one of the solid arch, like foundations, right next to the hole, and I'm going to get my hammer out and kind of look to the others, like, are we doing this kind of look? And then while we have the flying, I'm going to fly down, being ready to strike.
You don't have it anymore.
No, because we didn't wait for the whole 10 minutes for the comprehend language.
I agree with that.
We didn't cast comprehend language because we didn't want to waste the flying. So we have a minute or three more of flying.
Yeah. And you say you enter the tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to strike.
Inside the tunnel, you spot a creature.
Mm-hmm.
What you see is a creature. It stands about 2.5 feet tall. It is covered in what looks like a basalt gray with some black patches of fur, covering all of it except for its face and its hands. Its face looks to be sort of like a scaly, bony structure. and it's carrying a huge shield. It also has two horns, one pointing directly up and one disappearing behind its neck. It looks directly at you with some eyes fiercely, and it squints and it hides behind this shield. And this shield has some weird geometrical patterns. Doesn't seem to make much sense to you. Very wildly artistic.
Yeah. Okay. Some of you guys have recognized this alien. I don't know it, but
From where?
I mean, only me and Matthias recognize this, probably.
But yeah.
So, I think, like you said, it was very short.
It's about
I don't have a
2.5
good
feet
feel for
tall.
the sort of like the space of things here. How big is
Yeah,
the
okay.
tunnel I'm in, and like what sort of direction does it go?
Okay, so the
Where
tunnel.
where is it
Yeah.
in the tunnel?
Okay, the tunnel slopes downward, like kind of like this. If you watch my camera, it kind of goes like this, like craggly downwards, continuing downward on an angle. The entrance is about 4 feet, but the tunnel itself varies between 5 feet and 3 feet wide. As it shrinks and shapes, it's a tunnel, and it's not. The walls aren't smooth or anything. It stands about, I'd say, 10 feet into the entrance, but it was far enough for it to be able to sneak a look. But as soon as you guys approached, it might be stepped a couple of feet backwards. It's not filling the whole tunnel, although it has a shield. It would fit probably 2 or 3 more of its shield to kind of completely block the tunnel. So there's
Is it
plenty of
trying to block
space.
the tunnel for me now, right now?
It doesn't seem like it's blocking the tunnel. It's more like it's just hiding behind its shield. Doesn't look like it's cowering. It's just doing a sensible thing.
I think
It's a squints at you.
I think I'm gonna. I think Iris just gonna stop and goes, "Aww," kind of like seeing a cute animal or something. And it's going to do like a.
He or it looks over your shoulder. Is any of your companions coming?
I'm
Or
behind
that's
Iris.
I'm still outside.
Like I'm by the entrance, but like I'm like 5 or 10 feet behind Iris.
Yeah. It looks over Iris's, like trying to sneak a peek behind. Are you walking or floating?
I'm kind of floating.
Yeah. It looks behind and squints again. And then it speaks to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or it tries to speak. How to say? This guy knows that it doesn't work to speak here as much, but it does make some sign motions. Looks over your shoulder again, and then he holds up a hand that reaches over its shield.
I kind of nod. I sort of confirm.
Mm.
And I go
Don't
to.
lie to it. We're 4.
And well, one is dead, so I mean we're carrying our corpse of our friend right now. I wouldn't consider that 4. But
Mm.
I'm going to say in my helmet, which it cannot hear, but which will be translated in text to speech, for Nozomi to come and try to talk to it telepathically.
Okay.
Before you are able to close, do you nod to it? 3? Yeah. It kind of lowers its shield a little bit, and its face is hard for you to read because it's pretty alien to you.
Mm-hmm.
But he slings his shield around. It actually attaches. It seems like he's hooking it on one of his horns, the horn that disappeared back down behind its neck, and it's like just hooking on it like a little horseshoe or a little stirrup at the back, and it starts to trudge down the tunnel.
Sort of in a follow me kind of sense.
Yeah, I mean maybe like it's walking and it seems to. Actually, after like some 30 feet, it turns and looks behind it, like expectingly at you. So I would say yes in a follow me.
Okay, then I follow. And
This is
on the
when
other
you
side.
arrive in Zomi.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
that's when you catch up. That's just
Yeah.
information. Hmm.
I guess we're following it.
Yeah.
You're gonna go out pick up Andre again?
I mean, why do we keep dragging him around, right? Sure.
It's your friend. You're hoping he comes back.
Yeah, but he's gonna come back like in the he's gonna. You have the tank carry around the unconscious person. That's not a good idea. I'm gonna be the first one to take a blow, and it's gonna be fucking Andre on my shoulder. But
You're
alright,
the only one who can carry him.
no, no, not here.
The creature starts to disappear into the darkness of the far tunnel.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna follow the creature.
I'll just quickly get Andre, I guess. Speaking of what the
I'll
fuck's
follow.
going on with him? Why haven't we cut to Thomas at any point during this? He must be having an awful time.
Thomas is in literal, Andre is in literal heaven.
I am enjoying listening to you guys, and I may or may not have done some off-camera rolls with Matthias before this session.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Hmm.
All right, well, let's keep carrying Andre, I guess.
Yeah. So, unless any of you want to do anything particular, this creature is just going to continue walking and trying to stay ahead of you. But this tunnel has a constant angle, as it just seems to take you down, 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 down. So yeah, do you guys want to try anything in particular during this time, or are you happy to just follow it? You want to
No,
talk
I
about
think Iris
spells?
is all gonna say, "Oh my god, I knew there was some truth to the hollow moon theory. I knew it." We're gonna come in, and there's going to be a whole utopia filled with aliens. I know it.
As long as it's not Nazis.
As long as it's not Nazis. I think we can all agree to that.
That was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
You follow this creature for what must be a couple of hours, and it winds its way down. Sometimes the tunnel turns, sometimes it's a bit steeper. At some point, actually, you could see it just takes off its shield and just slides down a rocky incline or embankment, and as you just go deeper and deeper and deeper. Alex and Iris, you have pretty good perception, both of you. After a while, you feel a gentle stirring touching your. Actually, not you, Iris. Alex, you feel a gentle stirring touching your cheeks and moving your hair about.
I instinctively snap my hands towards where I'm feeling the movement.
You're pretty sure you can hear it. It's muted, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, but I'm moving my hands to see if I can touch the thing that's touching me. Do I get anything?
Oh, no, it's just thin air.
What?
It's thin air.
Oh. Oh, okay, literally. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's
I
just thin
misunderstood.
air. No,
Yeah, I
I'm
misunderstood.
sorry. That did get the reaction I was hoping for. That was pretty good. Are you still with us,
Yep.
Edis?
But I'd like it if we could take a break in 20 minutes or so. So I have to go and pick something up.
Okay, in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Not now?
No.
We could do. Okay, I'll try to. Please do try to remind me in case I'm running over. I don't mean to. As you are descending deeper and down, yeah, the air only increases to become thicker and more tangible. You now feel like moving your hairs on your arms, or if you have any exposed skin, you can feel it. And you're also picking up you can hear sound. This goes for you as well, Anselmi. The sound starting to return. You get that popped eardrums feeling starts to subside a little bit. It's still like a numb, like very muted sound, a lot of it, but there's definitely a medium for air to pass through, or for sound to pass through. I mean, air to pass through. That was a silly way. Eventually, the tunnel has also branched a couple of times by now, and this creature seems very certain of where to go. Eventually, he gets into like what looks like a sort of a cave, and in the middle there's a giant, what looks like, basically it looks like a mushroom, but it's an alien mushroom, so it looks kind of weird. It has multiple hats on it, and beneath all of it there's a gentle bioluminescence, and beneath it sits two more creatures of the same make. And as you're approaching, you can hear it shout out in some sort of, or in a language you do not understand. It starts speaking to its companions and then gesture behind them, and they excitedly get up, grab their shield, and present them to you the same way he did, or it did. I keep calling it he, but there's no way for you to know whether it's a he or she or an it. And it, but you can hear them talk, which if you hadn't picked up on you hadn't picked up on it by now, you now definitely do, because you can hear creatures talking.
Oh my god, I knew it. Oh my god, I knew it. It's real.
Well,
The hollow moon is real.
If these people are good or not.
Hello. Kind of Iris waves.
They turn around and one of them waves back at you.
I'm gonna cast tongues on myself.
Okay. You cast tongue on yourself. And they are talking not loudly, but you can still clearly hear them saying, yes. I found them just as the Dreamwalker said he was going to be there on the top side. Very strange. They could float like something in the sky. Strange. Well, this is good tidings. Oh, look, they're looking at us. That one there, strangely.
Iris is just like... That's so cute.
Iris, stop acting awkward. Also,
Did you look kind of
greetings.
cute?
Greetings.
Oh.
Who are you?
You speak our language. This is a great gift. Hello. My name is Brokcha. I am of the Deep Water Clan. It's my pleasure to meet you.
Could you spell that name for me, thank you?
I could do one better. Well, my I can do one better was not as well prepared as... Yeah. Did it pop up on your screens?
Nope.
Control Shift Z then maybe. No.
It should be Shift Z.
Oh wait.
Is it on the wrong layer?
You
should work from GM layer because that's...
Yeah, but you're on the wrong page.
Yeah, yeah.
Rocha.
They came from below.
Came from below.
Like a casual, like a look over this group of creatures, you can tell that their shields, you're having a hard time to, like, you can't tell them apart based on their shields because they have the same kind of colorations and wildly abstract patterns. But they do have like some face paint that you could probably use to tell them apart.
I think Iris, after getting over the cuteness factor, is like, oh my god, an entire alien colony of unknown fungi. Oh god. It kind of just goes over it, sort of
Oh,
looks
yeah.
at something up close.
Yeah.
Um,
As you touch it
Mhm.
and your hand comes away, it's covered in slight luminescent spores.
That's not gonna kill us all at all.
Only
Hey,
in some 10 years'
hey.
time. This is a slow-acting toxin.
Can Iris absorb some of the spores and get dancing lights for free?
Dancing light. Yeah, that's the summoning of the light,
I will
right?
assimilate these spores into
Yeah.
my own cluster of spores, and then my spores will evolve stronger than they were ever before.
You want to try this? You can roll
Yes.
me a wisdom roll.
All right.
Wisdom, like a cast, like a spell check.
I'm doing chill touch. 17. 18.
17. 18. You touch the fungal-esque growth, and it's not like any fungal entity you've ever like felt or known. But as you kind of like send your magic out to greet it, it greets you back in turn, and before you know it, like your hand from here until up here is just covered in this bioluminescent spores. And it goes dark because all of its bioluminescent spore is stuck on your arm now and chest.
Oh, guys, look at
You
this.
have some bioluminescent spore or whatever that comes up.
Oh,
They
this place is awesome.
turn around and look at you, and the guy who was kind of leading this looks between you and Ensomi, and Ensomi is the only one who can understand it. But he says, "Oh, yes, you are strange, very strange."
He
But-
is strange indeed.
Well,
I am Ensomi. The strange creature here is Iris, and the
Hello.
last one is Alex.
I wave.
Well, may the world shield you now and into the eternity. It is our wish and the wish of our Dreamwalker that you follow us to our village.
Sure.
Sure what? What did they say?
They want to follow us to their Dreamwalker.
What
They want
the
us to
fuck?
follow them?
Yes.
Cool. Yes, let's go there.
Are we sure they're not aligned with the tentacle people?
Nope. We'll find out.
Fun.
So, have you guys met? And I'm gonna just quickly change my face
To lift it
into full squid and change back again.
That's not creepy at all.
Although this might or might not have very bad ramifications.
I think even Iris goes like, "Holy shit!" Sort of like.
What's your AC?
Not 20.
Oh, they're gonna
Um,
insight, aren't they?
You don't have time to react, but as soon as you turn into the illithid face, square in your face, a glob of oozing noxious acid starts to eat into your face, and you take 3 acid damage as one of the small creatures opens their face up and ejects a spit, like a poisonous, like an acid spit. Hits
Hey, we
her,
got your
hits
answer.
and Somi square in this face.
I
And
was
just as
expecting
fast, the 3 of them shape into what looks like a shield wall, where one of them stands on top of the other like a shield pyramid.
Wow.
And this happens like this.
That's impressive.
Mm.
I think you should turn back.
I think you got your
I-
answer.
I literally only do it for 2 seconds. Like, have any of you seen this thing? Switch
Smash.
back.
Yeah, and when after you've switched back, but before anyone had time to, you get the glob in your face.
Yeah.
uh,
If your changeling change shape feature is an action, then technically you would need to spend 12 seconds.
well,
For posterity's sake.
you like there's just a tense silence for a couple of moments, and then one of them peeks around, and that the one on the top is a guy who you've been speaking to, Brokcha. He peeks over and then squints his eyes in a oddly familiar facial expression, then jumps down and by, how come you know they're guys? Their face, how do you wear it? It is a bad face.
I agree, but it was the best way I had to demonstrate who we're looking for. We're here to kill them.
He nods. Our Dreamwalker was right. Then we must hurry even more. And advice from one shield bearer to another. Do not do that again. We do not like those who feasts on the mind.
I'm gonna rub my
the
face
people.
and I say, I figured.
You can see one of the guys. You don't know who actually spit on you. Just gives you the stink eye and looks at you sideways. How did the rest of you react to this? Because from your point of view, Insomi said, look like this, changed, and then they spit. That's the only thing. You did actually take damage, or I mean, well, HP isn't damage, so you could have dodged it, I guess. But, like, singed your clothes a little bit.
I did take like a couple of steps back probably, but it did seem like, okay, this did not go in a little bit of a defensive mode, but it didn't, like, since it didn't escalate after they turned back, like didn't engage in battle. But it's like, yeah, probably good not to do that again.
Oh, I won't.
Let's follow them though. What did they? Why are they? Okay, let's just figure everything out when we get there.
Can you ask more about the Dreamwalker as we walk?
Sure. What's a Dreamwalker?
Oh, Dreamwalker. They are the strange one, you know, with their horn. You don't have horns. Well, they are, they're weird. I can tell you that much. They're weird. What they do know, what we don't know. They walk among the clan untouched, and well, they're really weird. I guess you just know it when you learn it. You feel them, you know. They don't walk as part of the shield wall, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, for context.
Yeah, you can tell them now.
Yeah, this race is a race me and Matthias have homebrewed together.
I don't know how many years ago, either.
It's a while.
Yeah. And I had Torbjörn come back in and do some more art, so he's the one who made the drawing.
Yeah, I noticed. They're really nice.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job of it too, so thank you, Torbjörn. But yeah. They live on the moon now.
I noticed.
I don't look like evolutionarily kind of like adapted to it, but maybe it's more about the thing that's inside of the moon than the top side of the moon. Let's just put it that way.
But as you follow it down, the tunnels are gonna branch out. You're going to walk into some larger, some smaller. There's even, like, you can see some still small pools of water. There's a distinct, like, increase in humidity, and there's these fungal growths are everywhere, are occasionally in some of the smaller caves. And if you make a nature roll,
25.
25. this seems like a fully functioning ecosystem. You even see some small, like rodent-sized critters move about. That looks also kind of covered in like what looks like not fur exactly. Looks to be like the kind of same fur that these creatures are. As you walk, you also do some talking, and they tell you that they call themselves squigglings, but they mostly just call themselves the people. Because, well, why have a name for your people? We're just like, the people.
Yeah, we're the only people. We are the
yeah.
people.
Yeah. But there seems to be a fully functioning biology here. Um, but as time passes and you move on, you come upon this. Nestled where two tunnels meet in a T intersection, you come upon what looks like a primitive village. The foot of the T intersection slopes upwards from the village, and there's a small brook of water that flows down this tunnel and into the center of the village, where it disappears down a natural shaft. The cavern all over is lit in a low bioluminescence from a number of large mushroom-like structures that grow on the tunnel walls and along the brook of the water. There's a number of yurts that make up what to you is the houses of a village. At first glance, they seem to be made out of a sort of a leather-like substance, but you don't know. And they're all decorated in wildly artistic strokes of luminescent paint, in teals, in pinks, in purples, in yellows. As you enter the village, led by your guides, there is a number of squiggling villagers. They all stop and look at you. Like your guides, none of them are more than about 2.5 foot tall. They're all horned and they all carry a shield. Some move about nervously, and a number of smaller individuals that to you must be younglings stand around without the shield, nervously holding on to the lowered horns of adults while they're kind of peering around the shields of the adults to try to get a look at you. Without exceptions, all of them have their shield facing you, but they haven't gathered up into any sort of like more cohesive structures. It seems like there's just a natural reaction to something new and novel is to place to face it with their shield. And you are led to the center of the village, next to the vertical shaft, and you are greeted by a squigling that has almost white fur. His horns looks odd compared to everyone else's, until you realize the reason is both of his horns point up. His shield is also distinctly different from everybody else's. It is painted with a bright blue and black, and it has an intricate scroll work along the rim, and it also doesn't seem to fit with the color scheme of any of the other villagers. And yeah. And your
Greetings,
guide.
O wise one, I say without not realizing necessarily that they don't understand my language.
How long does tongue last for?
An hour.
I'll
So
say
it's gonna ask you when it's
it's also 6
how
o'clock.
Oh yeah, the break.
Yeah, I still have like 2 minutes until I have to go get it.
Yeah.
So we can continue.
You know what? How long do you need the break to beat, Mots?
10 minutes.
Okay, let's do a 15 minutes break now then. 15.
All right.
sounds good.
And I wanna ask Thomas some quick questions, so I'm just gonna drag you into a different channel. Is that okay with you, Thomas?
I'm gonna mute while I'm gone. So perfect.
Okay, see you guys.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so where I left off, I had just described the squiggling village to you guys, and you are all standing in the middle of interested villagers, in front of what to you looks like some of the village's more important individuals. Most notably among them are two individuals. One is a odd-looking squiggling with two horns jutting up instead of just one, with a wild face paint and exotic shield. The other is what looks to be a scarred squiggling, and you don't know how, but you imagine if there was an older, if squigglings looked older, this one would look older, and he has also elaborate face paint. This person doesn't seem to. Oh, I can do this for you, by the way. This is the two horns straight up guy, and this is the scarred looking person. Also has what looks to be like paint in its fur feathers or fur like material.
Well, Rune, you're the only one who can talk, so go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, greetings.
I assume you cast tongues on somebody. I do wonder who.
Oh, you didn't tell me if tongues had run out or not.
Oh, sorry, I meant to do it. Yes, you've been walking for a couple of hours. In fact, you guys are starting to get a bit hungry.
Okay. So when tongues is about to run out, I tell them, okay, I'm not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to understand me anymore, and I'm not gonna be able to understand you anymore.
Why not?
Because I used a spell for us to speak.
A weirding. I mean, I guess spell is actually what he'd say because to translate it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have sometimes a problem where Discord's popped out overlay doesn't behave?
No.
It's just
What do you mean?
disappeared. It's not. It's a technical issue on my end, and it's not important. So just ignore it, please. Okay. Well, I hope we can speak sometime soon.
Wonderful.
That's the spell run out.
So what do we do now? Do we like?
But that was in the past, so this is now.
Yeah. We
Now
keep
you're in
following
front of
them.
them.
We get to the village. When we're in front of the shaman and the chiefish guy, I cast tongues on myself again.
Yes. He sees you casting a spell, and you can see kind of the two-horned guy. He smiles, and he excitedly walks over to you, and tries to grab your arm. And do you let him?
Sure.
Yeah. And he grabs it and starts examining and looks up you excitedly. Maker's blessings upon you. Wow, interesting. You have traveled so far, yet I do understand this little piece of weirding. How interesting. Ooh, what is this? And then he sticks a hand into your back pocket.
Did I finish my spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
He understands you.
Great.
And he's also starting to paw all over you, just being very curious.
I'm going to politely take his hand out of my pocket and ask him to please don't do that.
What? I can do whatever I please. I'm a dreamwalker. Now you just stand there while I try to figure out who you are. I've just seen you in my dreams, you know, very vague stuff. But yes. You look different than I thought. Less, he makes a weird gesture, but it could be terror, horror, death.
I'm going to change into this,
Of course you are.
and then ask him kindly again to please don't rummage all over me.
Of course, you can change how you look. And then he runs over to Nsome. Now you two! And he's just standing there, jumping up and down, being excited. You don't understand
in front of
anything of what he's saying.
What is he saying?
He's in front of
This looks
Edith.
like quite an excitable person right now. I like him. He's cute, but sort of, what's?
He's some kind of shaman, and he thinks the rest of you can shapeshift as well. And I turn directed to him. It's only me who can shapeshift.
No, I'm a wolf.
Yeah. Right. Sure.
He starts banging his shield in the rim of his shield, all excited, and then he runs over to Alex.
Gosh.
Well, it's only the two of us that can shapeshift. My bad.
Yeah, no, I can sadly not do that.
Oh, only two of you. Well. You must be the one.
I can do this, and I put my hand out and I summon one of the robots.
Ooh. You can see like several of the squigglings take a step back, and one is also halfway climbing on top of another, and like, this isn't dangerous at all, and steps back down again.
They didn't form a shield wall when I turned into a 2.5 meters tall crocodile-ish humanoid.
No, they all stepped back. This is the one that pushed them over the edge. Made them all started. They're skittish at this point. But they got their shields up. But yeah, you don't understand this, Alex. But the excitable guy, he turns to you, Alex, and says, "Oh, you are a maker then. Oh, great honor to meet you. Interesting. I wonder. Well. And he turns around to back to look at you. Well, this was very, very interesting. I'm glad to finally meet you all.
Likewise.
And then, I like a scraping noise. Somebody like dragging some claws across a surface. Their shields, by the way, I haven't described what material they're made of. The material seems almost like they're uniform in their material, like they've been shaped and sculptured. It doesn't look like they're of wood, for example. It does not look like they're of metal, but they seem definitely sturdy. And there's like a hollow scraping sound as somebody dragging claws or fingers across them, and he turns around to look at the older looking guy, who just like politely trying to grab his attention, and he's like, whoa. Of course, Anselm. Oh, it's so excited. And he takes a step forward and looks you up and down, and he opens his mouth and he says, huh. And then takes a step back. As he just made a puff of air as he kind of like had made his judgment of you guys. And then he says, "You are here to defeat the Mind Eaters?
That is what we hope to do.
That is what Dreamwalker Garban tells you are here to be doing. You do not look like much. You are strange and tall, and you have no shield. How do we know you are of a good clan?"
I turn back from a wolf with my shield on my back.
It amends it to, well, one of you have a shield.
One of you is reasonable.
Well, Anselm. They don't expect them to have all the answers. They just got here.
As, he looks at Iris with her shield and like, at least one of you's clothed.
Although
Actually, that's probably true.
I'm speed translating by telepathy. Just
Uh,
so everybody else can follow as well. Without me necessarily disturbing the conversation.
Nice.
Well, we are here indeed for the mind eaters. What can you tell us about them? We know they're here, but
About this dream walker of yours.
I am Dreamwalker. Oh yeah, you don't wait.
You said that they knew where we're coming?
Yeah. How did you know we were coming?
Oh, I saw you in the dream. You know, you take a little of my. He says a word you don't recognize, aka doesn't have a good translation. You get a vague idea it's some local flora, and you know you stuff it in a pipe and you put it on fire and you go walking. Pretty simple, really. Sometimes I do it just for fun, although you can get lost. I've seen people get lost. But you know,
So-
dream walking.
Still, how did you see us? Where did you see us? When did you see us? And why did you know that seeing us meant we're going to come here?
Iris wants to know how and where you saw us, and how you knew we were gonna arrive.
He looks confused at you. I saw it in my dreams. I dreamwalk. I am a walker of dreams. And he does a little jig.
I'm gonna tell exactly that to Iris with a like, what did you expect? Shrug.
You mean you go to the astral?
Anselm, Garban, the chief says, these people know nothing. Look at them. They are clueless. I don't think we should trust the fate of our clan to these, despite your dreams.
We have killed one of the mind flayers already.
He shouts a name, and somebody approaches with what looks like a bleached mind flayer skull. It's not an easy task. But I am more worried. What sets you apart from these outsiders and invaders that steals and preys upon the mind of the people? If you go ahead and do this and we give us your aid, what's to say you will not do the same to us? We have not had outsiders here before.
Well, first of all,
Well, we have
are...
had outsiders before, you know. It's not like we are, I don't know, lost in the middle of nowhere. Well, I talk about strangeness like this. And he gestures to you guys.
There should have been people like us here about how long is that? 60 years, 70 years ago?
Let's be real here. They probably didn't meet, but
Probably.
first thing first. I mean, we don't have the physical capabilities to do anything like the mind flayers. Nor do we have the inclination
We want to go home.
Yeah.
We have no intention of staying here.
Also, we have the suspicion that they're using this as some sort of staging ground for a further invasion, and we want to protect our home. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah, this you have to relay what you relay.
Yeah.
Although you can say you just paraphrase. It's fine.
The mind flayers are using your home. I look at the dream walker and like, so how is your understanding of celestial mechanics?
The dreamwalker, he scratches his head and then looks thoughtful, and he says, "What's a celestial?"
Okay, so you live on something we call the moon.
Yeah, home, the moon.
Yes.
Great place. He taps his foot to the ground. Lovely.
It is floating in space, and you have you been outside?
Hoping a lot.
Uh,
What can I do this? I feel like this is not a very useful.
it's not floating on something; it's floating in something, like something that's floating in the middle of water. There's
Are you
water
trying
all
to
around it, but
explain
it's
the
not
concept
water.
of space to these creatures?
Iris, yes, I'm not trying to explain the concept of space. I'm trying to get him to understand where we're from.
Well, you can point at the Earth. If it can't use it, no, we're on the dark side.
Yeah, no, we're underground.
Yeah, but I mean outside. Can you see the Earth from here? If so, we can point to that and say that is where we are from.
But I don't know.
Just
how
pull your
much-
leg. I just love to see you squirm. Of course I know about like planets and everything. You think we haven't noticed the big blue dot floating outside our home? You know
How
you're from
could
there.
I know? Okay, we're from there. Yes, we want to go back. The mind flayers are from somewhere else, far away, and want to kill all of us.
You hear that, Anselm? They really hate these guys. They're good guys. We should just do what them. You know, if I want your help in this, Anselm, but you know, our dynamic. You and I have this thing going of back and forth of witty banter, and I care about my opinion, right? And you just get
I
flat
have the
back.
distinct feeling that what the Dreamwalker calls petty banter between them is just a Dreamwalker talking a shit ton, and Anselm being very quiet.
That's the way to put it, Anselm. Yeah, I knew you'd agree. Okay, I can see that they might have good intentions. That they do mind the wall. If they aid us, what do they want in return?
We just want to go home and not be attacked by mind flayers.
He nods. And then he looks at the Dreamwalker. Is this something you can help with? You cannot walk to the sky. The shaman.
Of course, they're orbiting in a ship.
What? No. The Mind Eaters are. He gestures here. But if you want to go home, now that's walking to the sky. Nope.
Okay. Well, I can get us home safely, but we gotta kill the mind flayers first.
Oh, you can do that on your own?
Yeah.
And you will promise, says the chieftain, to go immediately.
I mean, as soon as it's convenient.
We will not stay here and colonize your whole thing. That's what you're worried about.
Yeah. We're not gonna stay here and take over.
We're not British. Sorry.
I'm not gonna translate all the stuff Iris is yelling.
Well, actually, Iris is British, so.
No, Iris is from the Feywilds.
Half from the
The
Feywild.
worst kind of colonizers.
Yeah.
Even worse. We have no intentions of staying here or harming you or taking any of your stuff.
Mind flayers are a problem that for both you and us, we just want to solve the problem, and us working together is just a very good idea to resolve both of our problems.
I'm gonna point at Alex for a moment, realize, oh right, they don't understand, and then translate.
Okay, Anselm seems to ponder this for a while, and then the Dreamwalker goes like, "Come on, Anselm, hear them out. They're pretty good guys. They want what we want." And he's going to, that might be so, Garban, but a chieftain must watch to his clan. I have to mind everybody's safety, not just to eliminate any threat at the cost of dying to another. But I am agreed upon this. You shall help us, you shall aid us, and you shall have our aid in return. But first, I must have one thing of each of you, as a token that you are part of the shield wall. What will you give me as token of this compact? That's just old bullshit, Anselm. That's not needed. I will have this thing.
You know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a pair of pants with a whole shit ton of pockets.
Okay, so and Somi, you're speed translating this to the two of them, so you guys are up to speed, and then you reach into your backpack, I guess, and start to take out a pair of pants.
I take out my NASA space pen, and I say, "This is a pen. It is the most valuable thing that I own.
Pretty sure pens doesn't work in space.
This is a space pen. It works in space."
Fair.
It makes clicky sounds.
You can draw with it. You like drawing? Looks like it at least.
As you're holding out things, another person from the village comes forwards and collects it. And gives it to the chieftain, who looks it over and manipulates the pen in particular. And then he wrinkles his eyes and says, "And this is valuable among your people."
You can draw with it. People collect them. Yep.
I take out a cigar.
Do
It's
you try to
valuable
say-
Iris.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to make a persuasion roll? Since you're not lying, it is valuable to Iris. And that is
I'm not the one conveying this. It's probably gonna have
no,
to be.
you're not. Yeah, it's not you. It's the
Yeah, it's-
person who is conveying this who has to
Yeah.
say this to make this roll.
Yeah, it is of great personal value to Iris. It reminds her of where she comes from.
Still make a persuasion roll, but you've talked the DC down pretty low.
Oh God.
Oh. He nods, and then he says, "Yes, the value of a thing is not always in the thing." And he looks very satisfied with that. Like, "Oh, Anselm, that sounded almost profound."
I give them
And-
my cigar.
They took it, they smell it, and then
You
he
can
asked,
puff it the same way you said you're puffing the.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them it's for smoking.
Oh, you shouldn't have that then, Anselm, says Garban, and gently helps him from this. But, so its intended use is to burn it? You know, I don't destroy it by doing that. I can do it and it's still your thing. You can still get
Yes.
it back later.
It's fine.
You should definitely not have it, Anselm. You know, spirit, herbs, and everything. That's dangerous stuff. That's Dreamwalker territory. I'm gonna take care of this one for you.
Yeah, I point towards the end where you're supposed to like let it and kind of just make a motion for it. Like that's where you.
See, that's the practical thing with cigars. There's not really an end where you're supposed to do things.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you know.
Just don't start in the middle, I guess. It's the important
Yeah.
advice here. Okay. That taken care of, Anselm. You happy? I'm very pleased with this. Very pleased with this, in fact. Strange fabric. And then he holds up the pants, and somebody else puts them away. And he says, "It's agreed. We have a compact. May you stand firm as our shield wall lengthens. Let it be known, his head turns around and looks faced with another prominent squiggling that haven't been introduced yet by name, that this is an occasion to be recorded upon the shield wall, Shield Master. And the person nods, and beyond that, there's no further interaction. But now we must talk of a war council. And then he starts to move into a tent, and you're all invited to follow.
Follow.
There is the shaman or the dreamwalker Garban tells me there is a thing you will need to fight and win. Without it, you shall. Yes. This is my time, Aslam. I'm supposed to say this. There is a thing you need that without it you will not win when it. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, well, you said. And you must have this thing, or you will not gain the victory you seek. And we're pretty much all agreed you want the victory. It is located in a house that isn't a house. On the skyward side of things. I have found it before, and one of this tribe's fine young warriors can show you the way. But it is many days' travel on the skyward side, but we know some secret tunnels that can shorten the journey there. Once there, you must go inside it, and you must grab the thing. I know it all sounds a bit vague, but that's dreams for you. It's it comes to a certain point where What did she say? I saw her lips flapping or her thing go.
I look towards Nozomi.
I didn't catch that player-wise, so.
She said it sounds like a base.
Yeah, it sounds like a base of operations for
No.
players.
No. This is long dead and has nothing to do with the Mind Eaters. But inside it's something you need.
Ah, okay.
I'm trying to be as clear as I can here. It's I don't know what's inside it, but it's really important for you guys.
How old is it?
Oh, it's really old. Like, super old.
Helpful.
Okay.
It is older than any of our stories, as far as I know.
Oh.
There are some of these around. Our world is full of life and has a rich history. There has been a lot of things here. But if you want a fuller story, you should talk to our shield master.
I think I might just do that later on.
Yeah, so anyway, I think that's basically it. That's what a dream worker does. We walk the dreams, we talk to the right people, make sure they know where they're going, be a guide of sort. But you know that. You have dream workers where you come from, right?
Something akin to it, yes.
That's good to hear. You're not that alien and strange.
So, going to the place, get the thing, come back here, and strategize?
Oh, no. You don't need to come back here. You guys know what to do.
As long as you can lead us to where the Mind Eaters are.
I will leave you in charge of one of my finer warriors. You met him coming in here. He was the one to greet you. Rokcha. He is young and eager. Or, actually, he says, she is young and eager.
Question.
The Saab 5
Can we
cacti,
take,
the
like,
Saab 5 cacti, the
a little
Saab
breather?
5 cacti.
And we need some food, and we've not eaten. It's been a long walk, so.
I am
Thank you so
remiss
much.
in my customs. You bring me... I am shamed. Yeah, I should have thought of this sooner. And then he leans around and knocks on his shield a couple of times, and somebody brings in food. It is strange. An alien looks like some sort of looks like a grain that's also a cross between grain and toad eggs. And some look like fried beef-sized pieces of sort of a mushroomy, spongy thing. It's all cold food, so it's obviously something they've had on hand. But there's now some refreshments there to eat.
I'm gonna try it at least.
Yeah. You are not violently ill. Whether you like it or not, that's for you to decide.
I decide to like it.
Mm-hmm. I will like this.
I will taste a polite amount,
Oh,
seeing as I don't really necessitate eating.
I'll try it. It's probably really just weird in the sense of like when you have some expectation of what the texture is supposed to be, and it's really not that.
yeah.
So it's
It's-
like weird, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
weird.
unpleasant.
That's exactly what it is. It's very weird, not necessarily unpleasant, but it's just on the edge of strange that it could be very nasty or interestingly good.
Mm.
That's why I say you can decide for yourself. But while you sit and have this some sort of war council, there's a round of introductions. You're introduced to some of the villagers, the more important parts. There's room for just some polite conversation where you learn more about the villagers, and we don't have to roleplay that. But you learn more about who these people are, a little bit about their values, and their way of life, just by polite conversation. And I guess I expect you in turn share something about Earth, or do you want to
Yeah.
play it really close? No, it's an open dialogue. Okay.
I don't think we have a
Just-
reason to just not say anything. So I think just
Just a
casual
decision.
conversation is probably fine. Yeah.
Mm.
I think Iris is just really miffed. She gets really into it and then starts to want to write some things down and then forgot that she's just given away the pen.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. You're not able to write anything down anymore. It
Yeah.
really sucks. You're feeling it. One
You
point
have a
of
text to
damage
speech
done.
on your communicator, so I mean.
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing like just writing something in the journal.
Yeah. But some time passes and they inform you that they are going to go into like a resting period.
When like 45 minutes has passed, I'm gonna inform them that my spell is up soon, and I'm gonna need to rest a bit before I can cast it again. So communication is going to be lacking until then.
Well, aren't we resting now?
Mm.
So
I would say you're resting, but he then in
I mean,
turn
they're-
inform you that they are going to enter a period of rest. They don't have night and day down. You are able to infer they don't have night and day, but they do have a rhythm, and they're entering their resting period.
Yeah.
And so you're invited to stay, or you can leave immediately because their warriors are strong and can do without some rest.
Yeah, we'll
In-
rest.
We can rest. We used a couple spells anyway,
Mm.
and then leave like first.
I
thing.
have literally no spell slots left, so I need at least a short rest.
So what's gonna happen is that you guys spend the night in the squiggling village, and I'm gonna skip the details, although there's a lot of juice to explore here, just to move things along. Okay, thanks for the knowledge, Thomas. So you guys spend the night. You all are allowed to sleep in one of the yurts that somebody vacate for your use. And the next morning, if you will, you are greeted by the Dreamwalker and the Chieftain and the warrior Brocha. And basically the whole village is still there, but now it's more like they're curious and less as a formality thing.
Mhm.
And the chieftain says, Brokja, you must guide them safe, but mind yourself as well. These are now part of our shield wall, so treat them as your shields as well. And I expect you to look after Brokja the same way. Let nothing come to them.
Iris takes out her shield and does like a doom doom, sort of in affirmation. Knocks on it.
Oh no! Now you started them.
Everybody responds. And you're gonna hear it ripple down the whole valley.
It's
And he
like,
nods.
oh.
And then
Oh
and
god,
then
Iris is gonna do the. Sorry, Iris is gonna do the thing from Ace Ventura, where she just says "Nikaka" and everyone bows.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you all sling your backpacks.
I do have one problem.
Oh,
Yeah. The air breathers only work for like a couple of
Oh,
hours.
remember, there's air down here. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but we have to go to the surface as well.
Yeah, but we don't have we don't like use them while we're down here.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
my
and-
assumption is that you took them out when you were able to breathe the air. So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
time left, but you are raising a fair point. If you, I would say you've used
We
maybe
took with
half
us
the air.
probably all of the air breathers, by the way.
Yeah. There were only 2 air breathers, and you've used about half the remaining air in there, which means there's about 6 hours left.
Mm-hmm.
How do the squigglings breed when they visit the sky side?
They,
You have an answer.
yeah, no, the Brokcha, he looks at you and says, "Whittle with magic.
We
There
don't
is
have that
a
kind of
spell
magic.
that lets you. There's a spell that lets you keep air in your chest for a long time, but not forever.
They got underwater
It's
breathing.
good for short terms. It's basically water breathing, yeah.
Yeah. Dang it, we don't have that.
Nope.
It's also a different spell, technically speaking, because breathe
Yeah,
water
but,
lets
you
you
know.
breathe water. But it's
That
about
covers.
approximately the same.
So we have
So-
these things, and I show them, but they only have like a little bit of air left, so we can go up a little bit, but
you guys can. Guys need to make a choice now. You could either travel for 3 days underground. And that's going to bring you up about it's gonna bring you out within walking distance of the structure you're aiming to, but walking distance like a day's walk. So you might still have to solve the issue with air somehow. The other suggestion is to surface sooner if you have a way to travel faster over the surface. That going to pose some problems, but in a how to say it, like, this is not what he says, but the way the sparrow flies, it's faster to go on the surface because the nature of tunnels is that they wind back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely need to solve the air problem. Because I can find vehicle and have a vehicle. And it doesn't say I can't have a
Land Rover with
moon suitable vehicle.
yeah, no, that might actually work.
It's just a form of non-military land vehicle of my choice. And a
I
Moon Rover
actually
isn't a
think-
military vehicle.
You should read the casted higher levels text for that one. I remember having it as NOS, and that one actually does scale with higher casting.
Yeah, at 5th level, you can conjure a non-military vehicle large enough to carry 10 medium creatures. I can't cast it at 7th level or higher, because that's not how warlocks work. So I can make a moon bus. Well, a moon minibus. But yeah.
Alternatively, fly for periods of time.
I mean, fine vehicle lasts for 8 hours, fly
Yeah,
lasts
no,
for
that's-
10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And
I
fly
saw
You
is
will
no
be
running
significantly
speed.
faster with a
So-
vehicle. So
Yeah.
I think we could possibly save a lot of time going up early or going up and getting a vehicle.
Yeah.
So you want to go to the surface?
Yeah, to the surface as quickly as possible, because 2 days walking is still only like a couple of hours in a car.
Yes, absolutely. So he looks at you and they're like, "Yeah, good. I'll take you there." It takes you about a day's walking in the tunnels before you can feel the air starting to grow thin again, and it's the same kind of thin, winding tunnels that you walked into before he enters into a wide tunnel. That's got smooth walls. That takes you the rest of the way to the top side, and the air grows thinner and thinner until you are, and the walls steeper and steeper until you're able to climb out the walls and be on the surface of the moon. And you can see that he actually takes out one of these stones, and then he cracks it open. He takes up the stone from his bandolier that has some pouches on them, and he cracks it open, and this seems to release a spell. So that must be how he casts his spell on himself.
While we've been traveling, by the way, I want to
Mm.
collect some of the mushrooms and stuff like that.
You can do that. Do you want to actually forage for food?
Not for
'Cause
food,
that would-
but for maybe useful materials that can be used for other things down the line.
Yeah, note it down, and we'll
So I have
if it comes
pretty
up,
good
it comes-
survival and nature, so yeah.
just note it down. You're able to do that. That shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you don't know what you're grabbing though, but you're grabbing something. Yeah, this is a completely alien flora. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are near the surface of the moon again. What you want to do?
I will cast Find Vehicle and summon us something that is a cross between a moon rover and a land rover.
Cast the spell, please. Yeah. The rover you summon, you are able to get. It is it like the Mako from Mass Effect?
Yeah, it's a huge all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah, the squiggling, he goes like whoa, 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 and you can see that like his shield just snaps up, and he steps right next to whoever is closest to him, as if he's trying to form a shield wall. I guess Iris, because you're the only one with a shield.
Yeah. Iris, just to humor him, also takes out the shield.
And then he peeks over, and then he looks around you guys questioningly before he. Yeah, well, he doesn't say anything because you know right now you can't hear him,
Yeah.
but he gestures to it.
I'm gonna go over and open the door.
Okay. I'm just gonna say it. This is a pretty cool spell, and like canonically, is a powerful spell as well. You go over, open the door, and get in. Inside it is a fairly comfortable and roomy interior. There's seating for everyone and some store like large cabin at the back for putting stuff. Because this is just a robust all-terrain rover. It's just a lot of space in there. There's an internal air system, if you wanted there to be.
I mean, yes, that would be practical.
No, let's suffocate. Fuck it.
Yeah. That means you can seal it, and it doesn't give you more air though. It's just you don't need to wear the masks, and you can talk to each other here. It's basically, I'm thinking if you're summoning, let's say, a submarine underwater, it's not going to appear filled with water. That's my logic here. Why you have access to some air?
Like it has a small airlock in the back, so you can get in without letting all the air out.
Exactly.
And all that stuff.
Exactly. It's a clever piece of magic.
So when we get in, Iris says, I've got an idea. If you're not too attached to the interior of this place, this thing you've conjured.
I can literally rearrange it however I want.
Okay, cool.
That is only true for when you summon.
Yeah. But
so Iris is going to start putting the different mushrooms that she's collected into various sort of pots and like areas of like with rocks that she's going to use use some of her water to dampen. And then I'm going to use Druidcraft, and I'm going to make this entire. I'm going to grow all of the fungus out, and kind of let it stretch and grow and sort of envelop around. So the inside of this place is going to look like the inside of like fucking mushroom farm.
Alex, are you saying you could have been vacuum adapted all this time?
I am wondering if the spell could work for that.
Our DM disappeared, so we don't know.
No, the DM disappeared because I sent in a message about it.
Yeah.
Because it has aquatic, it has changed appearance, and it has natural weapons on it.
I'm going to say yes. Alter self can allow you to alter yourself in a way that you use a radically less oxygen.
Yeah. So yeah, like
basically get enlarged kidneys. Yeah, like super mega large kidneys that just recycle it, just like extracting every piece of oxygen in your body, so that you can just hold your breath for like forever.
Yeah. So
not
like
forever.
As we are in the car and stuff, like I'm just fiddling with it with my screwdriver. It's like
screwing around.
Yeah, screwing around. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder. Iris, if you need more oxygen, I think you might be able to take most of mine, because I think I can adjust the spell I have to keep more air for myself.
Okay, that's.
I'm still working this out, okay? But I might be able to adjust kind of like how Nozomi
only a few days ago that you weren't magic, and here you are saying you'll alter your physiology to breathe less air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't you shape change when the Dreamwalker was asking us all to shape change then?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it then. AKA was not prepared.
All right.
Nice. I don't have access to all of my spells at the same time. It's really weird. Okay, I'm working out the mechanics here as I go along. Apparently, I can only remember a couple at the same time.
I'm making my indoor greenhouse.
Okay.
Also, Iris, I'm slightly surprised you didn't ask the Dreamwalker if they knew a way to contact Andre.
Well, I asked about the astral plane, but you didn't seem too keen on talking about that.
Translating.
They didn't answer that, so I didn't think.
That's a good question. Where did you leave my body?
We have had it with you all along. Have it with us all along.
It's
So
strapped to
you're
Iris's
still
back.
carrying me in the car? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the car now.
He's just sitting in the back seat. It's really
You've
awkward,
got some.
guys.
You've got some fungus growing up on you, by the way. A little like a little. Well, yeah.
So what you're saying is Andre is gonna come back as a fungus zombie.
Yeah, you're gonna be like Last of Us zombie. Yeah.
Great. You guys are driving along happily in the. I'm just gonna call it the Mako. Yeah, in the Rover. Actually, Rover's better. So you're rolling along. He is able to point you in the right direction. And it's mostly pointing, because you haven't cast tongues, and he doesn't have the ability to cast tongues, or she. I mean, I keep mixing up the gender. She doesn't have the ability to cast tongues.
I'm gonna give Iris the quick pointer on how to drive this thing, cast tongues on her, and take myself a short rest so I can get my spell slots back.
Who did you cast tongues on?
Iris.
No,
Oh.
cast it on the fucking one person that can't talk.
Okay,
On the...
sure. I'll cast it on the squiggling.
Yeah. They seem very excited and very.
God, we can finally talk.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I can understand what you're saying now. What a strange thing this is. It's
Oh my
like
God,
a
I have so
walking
many
snake
questions.
worm.
I'm also going to cast Death Ward on myself, just to have one, and then I'm just kindly gonna ask everyone to note their name down in the back page of my book. You know, for reasons.
Why?
Okay.
I posted the reasons in.
Yeah,
Roll
yeah, I
20.
put it down.
Well,
Nice.
it's a death ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through the role playing, but you guys, they are also very excited. They seem to be like eager for adventure, and they're super interested in this far and exotic land where you come from, and it's easy to build a rapport with them. And sometimes she almost forgets to ask you to turn and navigate, to the point where at one point you just forget to drive because it's monotonous, and suddenly you can feel the entire vehicle just take a left on its own to avoid a deep pit,
Right.
before
course.
straightening it up, and continue driving. Because
Self-driving.
it's established before this works a bit like Find Steed, and Steed has an intelligence rating.
Thank you.
And yeah. So then you, after a while, I'd say about 2 hours. So just enough for like short rest and tongues and everything. You turn around like kind of a moon cliff, which is a low sort of cliff. You drive around, and in the front, you see what is distinctly worked surface. It looks pristine, and you can see the glimmering and shine of metal. You are in the sunlight right now, so there's plenty of opportunity for reflections. And there's also huge, what looks like doors. The scale is a bit hard to understand, but it's doesn't look to be any of the materials that you recognize from your time interacting with the Ruldir on Earth, like, because they used a lot of hexagonal blank patterns. This is nothing like this. It almost look like a blend between metallics and ceramics.
Interesting.
Another
whole
alien
surface.
race. That's probably built this then. Interesting.
And you park the rover in front of it, and the little squiggling excitedly point and says, and nods, and tongues isn't active anymore, so you can't understand what they're saying. But they seem very excited and glad that you're here.
So
I have ritual cast comprehend languages, so I can understand her.
Yeah.
What during the hour of actual tongues, probably asked sort of what we should expect from in there?
They don't know.
Okay.
They
Alright.
seem frustrated and eager at the same time. They know their Dreamwalker is obtuse.
Sounds about right.
Obtuse. That's putting it mildly.
Mm.
Eccentric. Yeah.
Hmm.
Alright, let's go, I guess.
You do learn that this is the norm for Dreamwalkers, and they basically just do their own thing.
Yeah. Very weird, alright.
I do cast Alter Self before going out.
Mm. You are able to survive the vacuum without using. You get 1 hour of air. Let's just say it that way. As you get out and approach this huge surface, you quickly realize that the size isn't far off from you, although there's something odd about the proportions. And the pattern is pristine because there's no atmosphere, so there's no corrosion. But as you gain closer, you can almost feel the hair on your skin start to stand. And as you walk close, who's leading this, or are you all
Probably
walking on
me.
a line? Yeah.
Probably Iris.
Yeah.
We'll leave Andre's body in the Mako.
Yeah.
The Mako lasts for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. We've Iris has put a thing on the watch for like GPS for like tracking us. Not like GPS, but like sort of like proximity thing. And with the message, "Gone inside spooky building. Come if you wake up."
Also, mostly because we don't have GPS on the moon.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like not GPS.
Yeah, the GPS ain't working too good.
Mhm.
Well, I kind of got distracted. Who was it that was walking first?
Iris.
Iris, yeah. As you get closer, the prickling intensified, and suddenly you just feel like a wash of static as you press through. And you can feel air.
Ain't that practical?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Alex, with your extreme passive perception, you can see a distinct line in the ground where Iris just passed through. And I guess you kind of stopped because of the novel change in atmosphere. But there's a line there where you can almost see like dirt resting against an invisible barrier, and it's like a small amount on the inside and a lot on the outside.
Huh. So there's some kind of
There's a barrier, but Iris also just walked through it.
protection field around here. But
Iris turns around.
Are you
and is like,
fine? Yeah. Okay.
I'm curious if I can get through this.
I go.
Why do you think you shouldn't?
I mean, I'm assuming this is some kind of sanctuary spell.
Well, you're still not an aberration, or I guess you could ward against chip changers.
Yes, because they can.
Huh.
I'll try to walk in. We'll get our answer quickly.
You know what? Make me... No, you don't need to roll for this. You are able to pass through, but let's just say it feels like moving through syrup for you. What does that mean?
Is there a specific, rod-like thing in my left side that feels like it's...
You have to. It's like you
through?
actually have to hold on to it, and you're not sure if you hadn't
yeah.
done that, it'll just like wrench out of your backpack or your pocket or where you keep it.
Or
I suppose you keep your rod in your pants.
Or the one in my insides.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's more than one there. But yeah, we cut to the rest of you guys. I'm trying to describe. Is there anything you feel like you're lacking? For example, Mats, you earlier said that you didn't understand the space when you were in the tunnel. If you feel like you need this kind of information, please ask for it.
No, it's there is an entry where we're going, right? Like a door. Yeah.
It looks to be a door. It looks to be shut.
Yeah,
but
let's go and unshut it.
Does the prickling stop after we are through the barrier?
Yeah, it's like passing over you. It's like a static charge just where it is. It's like if you put your hand through it, there's like a sense of numbness just where it crosses that travels along your arm. If you were to stick your arm through it.
As we get to close to the door, like within 10 feet or so, I'm going to use magic awareness.
Yeah. In front of the door on the ground is what looks like a console that then suddenly appears as you're closing, and there's a noise, some clicking and some whistling. It could sound like speech, but you don't understand it. And Somi, if you can hear this, you do hear it, and it is something akin to
Speak, friend, and pass.
give good key. Give good key. Because comprehend language.
Give good key. Okay.
Do we have something
It's
from?
magical.
Do we have something from the pod that we went down with? That could resemble a key.
And I'm not even sure if this is the same technology. It looks very
Uh,
different.
Does this architecture in make and or material look like the weird alien figurine I have?
What did I describe it to be a figurine of again?
I don't remember.
Let's see
You know
if
what?
there is a.
Let's say yes, it could be the same.
Well, let's pull that out
Uh,
and see if it fits anywhere.
I want to also pull out the compass. Just see
Oh.
where it points.
It points in a direction. It's a completely different direction.
Okay, well that's fine. I pocket it again.
What sort of the console? What's the console look like?
You know what? Best way to describe this, it does actually look like a sort of an access panel. Like there's some sigil and glyphs and like a large glowing area. As you near it, it starts to glow and present like a handprint. I don't know how many fingers it has.
Try my hand on it.
It flashes blue and nothing happens. And you hear some noises and whistling, and someone hears bad key. Bad key. Entrance not approved.
Apparently, you're a bad key.
Well, you try then.
Do I have a shape with the approximate amount of fingers that it's showing off?
It's showing 2 fingers and 1 thumb.
Is that
I don't think
the small boys? Do they have that amount of digits? The squids?
Did you
Uh,
leave the squiggling in the rover or with you?
No, he's with us.
Okay, you look at it, and she has not an abnormal amount of
digits?
They have 3 fingers and a thumb.
I can't remember how many fingers Gith have.
5. Or in total, 4 index. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
They can count to 5 on their hand.
What does we ask if we ask her? Like point to it.
She goes over, places her hand on it. It flashes blue, and it says, "Bad key. Entrance not approved."
Can I see if there's any other kind of doors or windows or things in the area?
You make a cursory glance over it, and you don't see anything. But if you want to make a concerted effort, you can make an investigation or perception check.
Another
Yeah,
investigation.
You can make an
Investigation.
investigation.
Yeah.
I'll help look for a way in.
Yeah. Since you're helping, let's go with advantage on that one. This thing seems sealed like a bunker. Like it seems pretty well sealed.
Okay, so I'm pretty confident that this is the only way in.
Just try your handprints while I check the integrity of this door.
Uh, I am going to try and cast System Backdoor on it.
Could you post it?
I was gonna do another thing. Can I try and alter self as an action to get the correct amount of digits?
Which one of you want to go first?
Well, if you're saying you're gonna do it, I will stop and wait for you to finish. Assuming.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Insumi
Yeah.
first. You approach it and you cast the system backdoor spell. I imagine it looks like you just jamming the rod into the device in question, where it integrates with it magically, like a USB stick.
I mean, not quite as violent, but yes.
Yeah, it doesn't actually destroy it. It just turns into magic, for all appearances. You successfully cast system backdoor on this access system.
Place my hand on it.
Good key. Access granted. Welcome, Grandmaster.
That's the first time that spell's worked, I guess.
I am now, my title is now Grandmaster. I expect all of you to refer to me as such.
I'm sorry, but we did not understand the thing it said, so no.
And as this happened, the doors start and they slide past apart. There's a slow rumbling sound, but it's not the sound you would associate with like rocks or grinding. There could be like an engine hum or something. The door itself seems to slide smoothly apart.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Iris, if you'd please.
Yeah, shield up and carefully, sort of stealthily, but basically just walking with silent footfalls.
Yeah, the squiggling hefts their shield and position themselves next to you as soon as you take out your shield.
Let's go.
I
Shield wall.
make a stealth check.
Yeah. Shield wall.
I have to make
Advance.
one.
Do we all do stealth?
No, only the shield wall because they're advancing. 1d20. Let's give them. There's a fighter of some sort. So let's just give them 3. So 15. Yeah. You walk into it. There's a short corridor before you are into a small room that could look like a reception. At first glance, like the walls are covered in like a square-ish irregular pattern of ceramics, and in earthly tones. You even hear the sound of running water, and as you're entering, like light starts to flash on above you, a soft light that quickly ramps up in intensity to become sort of a I'd say angry red, but colors aren't angry. It's just not sunlight, but it seems pretty close to it. There's you also spots what could look like plants growing out of some plant boxes, some places on the walls, even running down it like hanging garden stuff. In the middle of the room, it looks to be some sort of like another access panel. This one larger and wider. And in the far wall is what looks to be a piece of armor or a statue that looks like it is embedded in the wall. It is a 4-armed creature, and it has the arms splayed wide.
I'm going to go a bit closer to it, I guess.
As you
Um,
approach it, the panel in the middle, despite you stealthing, it's like it's sensing your presence, flickers on, and symbols and colors fly past it on the screen that you're not able to recognize. It's clearly an interface of some sort.
I look behind me and sort of, Nasomi.
Yeah. I will walk up to the access panel.
It flashes, and then a quick greeting to the Grandmaster. What would the Grandmaster require?
I would like to make 4 new logins and give us all full access.
Acknowledged. Welcome, Grandmaster, 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 Grandmaster. I can't count. I hope that was 4.
Wonderful.
Mm.
When is the last entry
Wait.
record from?
Before you do that, you can see like a side process beginning that says hospitality procedure initiated, activating local VI and VI servants and archival support staff. And light suddenly dims as if something is drawing a huge amount of power.
That makes sense.
What is this place?
Looks like some sort of archive. When is the last record dated from?
In front of you, on the wall, you hear the whirring and as if something is moving, and the 4 arms that was splayed wide, and the upper body moves itself out from the wall and draws itself in before it raises its head and looks at you. And in this fashion, it climbs out of its wall, like receptacle, and it looks you over, and it makes some of those clicking noises and whistling noises that are their language. You recognize it as greetings, and then suddenly it looks to be not looking at you, but at your gear and equipment and your watches. What can only be like described as a sort of a scan happens before it stands up straight and answers your question.
That appears to be several thousand years ago. How long have I been in stasis? You are not my
Mostly,
expected
I was
participants.
hoping that it would just give me a date, and I'll ask, okay, and what's the date today? Okay, so the time scale, what is that in atomic vibrations? And we would have to math our way to, but this works as well.
Okay, so did it reply, or you, Thomas, reply in English or in that language?
Yes, he replied in common.
Oh,
English for this in this case.
Yeah, or English in this case, yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear actually something about 1,000 years. I did actually not hear everything you said.
Let me recalculate for a moment.
I imagine his
My
finger just
estimate-
sticking into a wall mount.
Yeah, my estimate is somewhere between 50,000 and 100,000 solar cycles. Data is corrupted. My apologies.
It's been a while, clearly.
What the fuck?
Oh.
I mean, we're seeing some weird shit, but we can all kind of confirm right now that this is top 12 at least, right?
Uh-huh.
top 15, I'd say.
But bear in mind, in case some of you forgot, and I don't even think Runa knows, but Direwolf HQ does have a fully sentient robot as well, Jessica. So you have seen a fully sentient robot before.
We don't know if this is fully sentient.
No,
we have-
but like
we had,
considering Mats is saying,
Seimei also.
considering Mats is,
Just saying.
yeah,
Like, but he has his
that too.
character in my game.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So considering like Iris saying that this is the weirdest shit she's ever seen, she's probably seen Jessica at least once in the HQ.
I mean, I think it's the entire combination of stuff that makes us
Yeah.
weird shit.
Yeah. It's we're on the moon and this is an ancient archive with an AI. Kind of that's the weird part. Because that's the realm of sci-fi. We're not, right? Iris knows fantasy. Sci-fi, that's the weird shit. But yeah, so
Hey,
it's
Alex kind of looks at who
Just gonna do
are
a quick
you?
test because I don't know what I sound like.
And what is this place?
This is a test.
Thomas?
Sorry, what? What did you ask?
One of the players asked you a
Who
question.
are you and
Yeah.
what is this place?
Yeah, Alex asked.
Okay. I am I am 6C6F7265 archival unit. Do I sense disappointment in my answer? Your species does not use serial numbers for identification.
Correct.
In that case, I am a lore master and archivist. I see that you have registered yourselves as users, so you may also call me master. I joke. I have understood that your species uses humor as a way to soften a tense situation. You may call me lore.
And
Lore
at that, I would like
bows.
to And at that, I would like to direct your attention to Roll20.
You fucking.
Oh yeah, that is the
I
new
fucking
character.
knew it. I
Yeah.
fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
And just because I'm gonna say this straight out there, I pretty much made this character entirely based on a joke. So yes, he is in fact a wizard from the moon.
From the moon. That is wonderful. But yeah, I was like, okay, so it's some four-armed creature, and I'm guessing Thomas is involved in this. This is Fallen. And I was right.
He is. I'm just gonna like help speed things up a tiny bit. So like, obviously the character's gonna learn this through interaction, but as players, he is a warforged. He is actually a robot. And you can find out more about that by talking to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And Somi is going to just be looking at Iris's face and, you know, being a smidge of, what do you call it? Fuck, what's the word? Self-control from rolling on the floor and laughing.
So, hi, Lore. Nice to meet you. I guess. What is this
It is a pleasure
place?
to meet you as well. This is an archive. This is my place of work. I was sent here to... My internal memory system seemed to be corrupt. I believe I was sent to observe the early development of life on your planet, but my data seems to be mostly corrupt. I also see that you have evolved beyond that of mere cells. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
When
Yeah,
did
okay,
you
so that-
arrive, Lore?
Judging by the corruption in my system, I believe it is somewhere between 50,000 and 100,000 years ago.
If you think we're single cells, that's more like a couple of billions of years.
Indeed, but as I said, my data has been corrupted. Last storage... I'm sorry, this is what you would call painful. But it seems that the last file that is not corrupt was indeed when you were cells.
Huh.
Who sent you? Why are you? Well, sorry. Who you observing
That
for?
I might be able to provide an answer for that.
And
he
you do.
lifts out.
There is a brochure for this.
He also lifts up his palm, and a small hologram appears in his hand as I cast minor illusion. I'm gonna follow the trope of Andre. All his spells are technology. So he's casting minor illusion. A small hologram appears in his hand with. I don't know if you made a splash screen for him because it was a bit last moment, but I can drag out his token.
Garrick?
This is my creator. I do not believe there would be much purpose in telling you the name of their planet or race, but if you would allow me to access your communication devices attached to your wrists, I could possibly find the Terran name for their home.
How do you? Okay, I'm not entirely sure if it's breaking protocol to allow sort of an alien AI entity to gain access to our confidential.
Well, considering he
I will
already...
take mine off and give it to Lore.
Yeah. Considering he
fun.
already knows our language, I think he's already looked at it to a certain extent. So
Yeah, Laura will take your watch and just like you see his the little lights in his eyes flash for a moment. I must say, your agency has very impressive encryption. I did not actually manage to bypass most of it, but I did gain access to some common knowledge from your planet. I believe you would call the species which created me as Mairiti from the Andromeda system.
What?
I'm assuming that's just a vocal translation of what they would call themselves, seeing as that is not something we have any knowledge of, I'm guessing.
Sorry, I need to keep remembering to turn my voice mod off when I talk out of character.
Also, you are pulling the Wikipedia article up on
I know.
the stream.
I know.
Okay.
That's fine. So yeah, I'll just do this part out of character. Upsilon Andromeda D, formerly named Mairiti. That's where I got my name from, the species name. So that's what they call themselves.
Okay, so question. Do you know what illithid are, or mind flayers? Can you do the thing? Can you do the thing again, Zomi?
Yeah, sure. Don't spit on me this time. And change into Illithid.
Just a second.
Feel free to ask me
Okay.
if you know something, but you can also probably intuit. Just play. It's
Yeah. I'm just gonna update some things. Because... Go. Everything should be updated now. I believe I do recognize that visual. It is one of the enemies of the Mairiti, I believe. But these files are also corrupted.
Well,
I will
sure.
just DM it, was I? You probably know more about the mind flayers than that they're just an enemy. You are an archivist after all. So in these cases, if you
Yeah.
want to,
Okay.
you can
So
always roll, and then
yeah, I would like
Hmm.
to. I would like to because I am in an archive as well.
oh yeah, you have
Right.
massive advantages
Yeah.
while in the archive.
Yeah. So no, I don't necessarily want advantage because I believe this is my archive. So I'm just gonna take the lore back and then roll, and that's what I know basically. Because I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
that's what I mean.
advantage
When
if
I say
I wrote the notes, kind of.
you don't have advantage mechanically, you have an advantage, as
No.
colloquially speaking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Please excuse me for a moment. And he will
Yeah.
do some. He will do some gestures with his forearms and whip out what looks like a kind of like a laser pointer with a massive alien feather on the back, kind of. As he will summon a wizardly quill and go around the room. Some of you have probably noticed lots of writings on the walls and stuff, and he will start erasing them with the feather end, and just like absorbing the knowledge back into himself. He's literally rubbing out writings which were etched on the walls. And and when he's done, I am going to roll a history, I guess.
Yeah.
30.
Oh wow.
What the fuck? 16. Oh, I have to go and get my food in. Right back.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I kind of did everything I could to get my history up high because he's a lore master.
You know a shit ton about them. There is tons of
Cool.
archival material. You can fill in the details yourself as a player, but there's broad strokes are that the Mind Flayer is an ancient and old threat. They were around, like from you. They are an old threat, older than your species, older than the species that made you. They
The
are
Mariti.
there's some anecdotal tales there that does mean that they're not all considered what shall one say? I don't think your notes would say evil, but let's say counterproductive or unhelpful. There's some anecdotal stories that counter the general trend of all mind flayers. That's just to underline that, for example, Squig isn't.
Yeah.
He's very rare, but he isn't unique in rejecting.
Yeah.
The mind flayer ethos.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's some notes there about clashes, some clusters wiped, some suspected, some suspected. Well, that some colonies or planets that are suspected to have fallen to them, that kind of stuff. There's some notes on their diet, which is all unpleasant and unappetizing. There's a smattering of different lore. There is information of consequence there. I just don't know what right now. And you can fill that in as well.
Yeah, one thing that I relay all this information. And there's one thing that I would
this is
add
locked. He's just talking for an hour, then I'm just saying.
And there was one specific thing I would like to add as well. The Illithid, or Mind Flayers as you have also called them, are sworn enemies of the Myriti. Myriti, the species which created me, are very curious by nature and seek to expand their knowledge in all possible ways. The Mind Flayers have historically used this information for what you would consider evil. They stole information from the Myriti and used it to conquer more worlds. Information in which we had gathered purposefully, specifically just for archive.
Do you know of any Mind Flayer or Illithid bases on the moon here?
Would I know that?
Well, you should do a scan of your local environment and memory. Not an actual scan, you don't have that, but like is there anything that you think you should know about any local occurrences of Mind Flayer?
Actually, I am going to cast a spell.
Hmm.
And I'm going to cast Legend Lore. Because you said I don't have anything mechanical, but I actually do.
Ah, nice. Love it.
So I'm specifically wanting to know about mind flares on the moon.
Yes.
Because like
you hear the whirring and the thinking. Well, let's see.
Are you just Space Bakari?
I am very similar to Space Bakari, but no, he does have some different stuff.
Okay, so the legend lore asks more of me at the DM as I'm able to deliver, so I will paraphrase this.
Yeah, that's fine.
You find information, you find an entry in your databanks that is about, I'd say, 3 years old. Wait, I don't know. I can be much more specific than this, but that'll take too much time. Sometime after the whale was started to rupture, there, if you were to like go back and look at this, there's a data entry that is a warning: proximity hostile entities. And there's a small analysis of what that might be, and then there's a list of possible hostilities, including mind flayers, and there's coordinates attached to it. That is from some sort of background process of scanning, because your archive has access to this kind of thing. That's just how it works. But you had to access it. And you just wanted to know about mind flayers on the moon, right?
Yeah.
You then also you get some topological information with this just into your head. There is a deep and massive tunnel going downwards, and the coordinates match the sides of the tunnel, inside of the tunnel. So that means it's actually exposed to the open air, but it's not on the surface. Or open air is the wrong, but to space. But it's technically underground, but practically not.
Yeah. I will then read aloud that log that I found with the proximity alert and hostilities, and then use minor illusion again to show the topography and explain the.
We are here.
Yeah.
How long would that take us to get to? Like, is it like on the other side of the moon, or is it like relatively close by? Did you hear me?
Thinking. You guys, I would say it's traveling in the rover. It's not that far away, maybe a day's travel, and you would then cross into the actual nocturnal side of the moon. The current nocturnal side also happens to be the dark side of the moon.
It's both of the time.
Right now, you're kind of at the edge of the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
You have our device there. Could you perhaps download some of the data about what we've said to this in a compatible format? You think you can do that?
Yeah, he will. He will start copying the at least the map that I found, the topology data, over to the watch which I gave Nozomi.
Yeah.
Or I got from Nozomi, and then hand the watch back.
You had to remove some of the local stored data to do it because the topological map is so fucking detailed.
Hmm.
You
I
could
don't
do
know
that.
what it was. I don't know what it was. I wouldn't have taken anything encrypted, so no direwolf specific stuff. But if he had like stored any, or Nozomi monster had stored any music or Wikipedia articles, like non-encrypted stuff, then that's probably
I
all
didn't have
gone.
anything important on it.
Mm.
I don't put my
That's just-
important stuff on direwolf property.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Okay.
we're heading to kill your creator's mortal enemies now. Anything else you can help us with?
Let me contact the Myriti and see what my current objective is. He's going
They
to
are currently
try
trying
and
to destroy the planet, so or take over it.
yeah.
Well, at the time.
He is yeah, sorry. He is going to Laura is going to try, and he does actually have the sending spell, but he's going to try and contact the Myritians, which I am just going to say that obviously won't work. I'm just going to do a little thing there, and then continue. I seem unable to contact my creators. As your species has evolved beyond what I can remember needing to record, and you say you are enemies of the Illithids,
Yeah, they're
I think it would be
currently
in
doing an
the best
active invasion. Sorry.
Interesting. I believe I have seen such invasions before, and I believe it also in my best interest to assist you in protecting your planet and species from the Mind Flayers.
Wonderful.
But I
If
must
you want
ask
to
for
rationalize
one thing
it,
in return.
That.
If you want to
Sorry,
rationalize it,
what?
Thomas, your character. Yeah, if you want to
Oh,
rationalize it.
I
your
have
mission-
a rationalization for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he's
Continue.
going to ask for one thing in return. Did Runa say something?
I
Yeah,
asked, do
he
you have a combat suite built into that thing?
Combat or compad?
Combat.
As in
Indeed,
shooty bang bang.
I am capable of combat.
Wonderful.
I mean, look at him. Of course he is.
I have met
Looks at him.
robotic entities incapable of combat.
All right.
I must ask for one thing in return.
All right.
And that would be...
Yeah.
With
I don't
the
have any more
Mind Flayer
pens.
presence, with the Mind Flayer presence removed from your planet, I would like assistance in communicating back with the Myriti.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. But they're in, like, the Andromeda galaxy. That's quite far. We don't really have any way of communicating that far.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
don't
we
think
can
that's something...
try to the best of our abilities, but I cannot think we can guarantee any results.
I don't think that's something we're scientifically capable of promising.
Magically, maybe.
But
Judging by the quality of your encryption on your communication devices, combined with my knowledge of the Myriti and Andromeda system, I believe we could at least attempt. All I ask of you is a promise to assist to the best of your ability.
Now that we can do.
I think that is a good bargain.
Now,
Then I shall help
there
you.
any-
Speaking, actually, speaking of your abilities, are you able to boost the signal between here and Earth so that we can re-establish communication contact with the planet? We have currently not been in contact with them for some time.
That is a good question. I do have the sending spell.
That requires you
Uh,
knowing the target.
Well,
yeah.
it's more like can you actually regain like the contact on my watch to the systems on the planet? Either you or the entire
Hmm.
archive,
Hmm.
because it does seem pretty
Uh,
advanced.
Per mechanics, no. But I do have insanely or really good intelligence, Arcana, and the sending spell. If
I guess it depends on the
Matthias
DM
will
then.
allow us to make some kind of rolls, yeah.
I will allow you to make some rolls. It's just give me a moment to catch. I'm taking some notes seriously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did you want to accomplish?
Reestablish contact between our watches and Earth.
Well, we're dealing with some alien technology here, but you're obviously capable in interfacing Madriti technology with their technology because you literally did that immediately. I'm going to say that like the technology communication barrier is a non-issue, so it's more a matter of signal boosting, right? So I'm gonna have you make a Arcana roll for me, Lore.
Yep. I do have the creation spell, so if we need to make any hardware, I just need to change up my prepared spells.
I also have Flash of Genius, so I can help you.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I
So-
always have advantage on Arcana, by the
Okay.
way.
Nice.
Actually, I might need to manifest.
Flash of Genius doesn't give advantage.
This gives you a +5.
It just +5.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I'm just trying to find where I read the.
This is going to
The-
be more than one roll to do, though, just so you're aware.
The always advantage is from the 14th level Order of Scribes feature.
Yes, well, that I have. And that is always turned on. While my book is on my person, I have advantage on intelligence arcana checks. So I have advantage and +5 from Celia. So that will be a 36.
With a 36, you can clearly see a path to accomplish this. You also know that signal boosting in this way might reveal your position, but that may or may not be an issue to you. It might actually be a non-issue, and that's an honest answer.
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah.
DM.
So
I'm
I
not
will.
pulling your leg. Where am I?
I will then say, I believe in fact that I can boost your signal to contact your headquarters. However, it will be more like a broadcast. Pretty much anything will be able to pick up the signal, at least here on your moon.
Including the
Nice
lizard.
one.
That's probably not the best idea, but if we can maybe contact them after we take care of the illicit issue, that would actually be great. Well, actually, after the illicit issue, we're probably just gonna teleport back or something.
Yeah. We don't really need to contact them after taking care of the illithids.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking, however. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, I guess the only other reason to contact them is if they have any information or anything has changed on Earth. What do you guys think?
I think it's more important that we don't get discovered right now.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do
I
anything with
think
that
I
information
agree.
anyways, right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
You don't have to make a decision now, but I think making this decision is a good place to wrap up for today, since people expressed not wanting to play much longer than 8. So.
Yeah.
How about we get in the rover and start returning? Lore, is there anything here you would like to bring with you?
Yeah, he will pick up a couple of blank books, and they're like, apart from the design, they are pretty similar to normal books. Like, it has paper pages and stuff. But like, the design is clearly from another planet, but it's still, it's a book. It's an alien book. It's not a tablet or a computer or anything. It's just a book, but it's an alien one. If any of you notices, they're also all blank, except for the one that he has on his body, which is obviously a spell book. But the rest he picks up are just blank books that he picks up a couple of. Apart from that, he doesn't really need or have any other items.
Alien moleskin books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he would probably have a couple of spell components that he grabs as well. I haven't really checked
Do
which
you have a
spells I have
pouch?
that need components. I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't need that. My book is my arcane focus.
Mm,
But if there's any
yeah.
spell components which have a monetary value, I will need them separate. And I haven't checked
Yeah.
if any have monetary values yet. So I probably pick up a couple of those.
You
And
should
that's about
try
it.
to figure out that. Yeah, you should try to figure out that
Yeah, I
till
will.
next time. It's not that
Yeah, I will.
urgent.
So,
Yeah.
did we decide on the boosting or not?
I think you decided against it.
Yeah.
Since you're packing up to leave.
Good.
Yeah. It's not.
That's what
it's
it
not
sounded
worth
like
the
to me.
risk.
Yeah, I agree. Are you a full wizard? Like 15 level wizard?
I am 14
I mean,
level
he-
Order of Scribes wizard.
Hmm.
And 1 level rogue, because I wanted expertise in Arcana
Expertise
and history.
I was wondering, like, how the fuck is he that high on it? I was like, yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
And I also said to Matthias that I'm gonna just forgo any magical items and starting gold if I can start with the Tome of Keen Mind. So I have 22 int.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
So I am
This
super
calculator packs a mean binary.
smart.
Hmm.
Hey, can you write boobs?
You sure can. Don't know why you are so excited by it though. But yeah, and I think that's it for all. That's it for today. You guys packed up and leave. You have met up with this strange creature that calls itself Lore and is willing to travel with you. And yeah, you're off to new adventures.
Wonderful.
You're
Just-
off to the same adventure, really, but you know.
But what the fuck happened to Andre? Did
Still
you
in
fuck
the-
up in the Mindscape thing?
Oh yeah, we can end the session there. You can choose
Yeah.
if you want to end the stream or not, but I'm still gonna hang around for
Yeah.
that kind of chit chat if you guys want to know.
I'm gonna hand around a bit, but I can't stay long. But I will end the stream here, as you say. So just give me a second.
Thank you for
so we
coming.
have-
Do we have a
Thank
time
you for
for
coming,
next
everyone.
stream?
Oh,
Do
good
we have a
point.
time for next session?
We should
That
have a
might be
time for next session.
hard. Well, the 5th,
I-
or like the 4th or 5th should be fine. That's 2 weeks from now. And that will probably be the
The
last one
standard
before
one
Christmas.
is at the 4th.
Isn't that when
Yeah.
Endwalker, Thomas?
You might want to do that.
Good question. Endwalker release date. 7th. so we should be good.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 4th at 16 is the schedule next turn, and that should be good.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have taken an extra shift for someone else that day. Give me a second, I need to double check. Yes, I have, but I have vacation the week after, but that's the 11th.
Mm.
So I am actually working.
Um,
Well, or if you guys want, I
I
can do
cannot
the
play
5th
the
in the
11th.
evening. Yeah, but like I saying, since I have the extra shift, the 4th and 5th, I can do evening the 5th.
Evening the
just need-
5th?
Yes, because I want to get home and actually eat dinner, but like
Yeah.
6.
I am not sure if I can promise the 5th now. I have somebody else that I need to coordinate some plans with. I might be able to do 5th. But were you certain you had work on the 4th? Or did you think you
Yeah.
have?
I have because I switched with someone else that needed it.
Okay. Do you guys
Question.
maybe want to do a weekday? I mean, it's not gonna be as
I
long,
can
but
probably
we could.
do. I could
Oh.
probably do, but I have a question. How about just
Yeah.
next weekend? Or is that completely off the table?
Is it off the table for anyone?
Yeah. Yeah, I have literally no chance of doing anything next weekend.
Okay. That's fine. No need to explain. Just like if you can't, you can't, and we move on to the next date.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to get I think we have 2 candidates for playing. If people are okay with doing it on a Friday,
No. Well,
the 3rd,
we
Friday
might be
the
done
3rd.
with Extinction Curse, I guess.
We have one session at
We have
least
one
left
more.
for
Yeah.
Extinction Curse.
Yeah, but that will be this Friday.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 26th.
Friday the 3rd, I have other plans.
Can we do Doodle?
Yeah, I think we need to take this a step
I think
up.
actually we should probably try and figure out, because I'm kind of sensing that the next session is the last one before New Year's Eve rolls around, because that's the way like things get busy crawling up towards Christmas. I hope we could get through it. I said that last time. That was a bit naive on my part. So we could definitely do a doodle. I'll doodle. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll figure this out on Doodle and Discord, and I will add it to my schedule on Twitch, so people can see it, and I will wrap up the stream here.
we're still streaming.
So thank you for watching. Thank you for resubscribing, Alistair and Revolting, and I will we'll see you next time. Bye.
Alright. So, what the hell?